At Chick-fil-A St. Augustine Road, we pride ourselves on providing the freshest, most quality food with the highest tier of customer service. Whether you're picking up in our speedy drive-thru, enjoying a meal in our inviting dining room, or having your food delivered to your home, office, or venue, our goal is to provide you with the most exceptional food and service. We're working better together to serve our guests and community at the highest level. We look forward to seeing you.
The Houston Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic has been at the forefront of sports medicine since 1949 and has served Valdosta and the surrounding area for the past 40 years. Treating athletic injuries for all of South Georgia, Houston doctors are team physicians for the Lowndes Vikings, Thomas University, Colquitt County Packers, and Valdosta State University. Call for an appointment to see your sports medicine specialist.
Come for the small town feel. Stay for the big adventures. In Valdosta, adventures await around every corner. Every day brings unique experiences and unexpected thrills, creating memories worth staying for. Where small town charm meets big time experiences. Valdosta. Stick around for the memories.
SGMC Health is with you every step of the way, growing to better serve you with transformative projects including a new Women and Infants Tower and emergency room, bringing you the best in medical care with our cutting-edge technology, ensuring your family can get the care you need close to home by training the next generation of top doctors right here in South Georgia. Together, we're creating a healthier future for our community. SGMC Health, a proud supporter of the Blazers.
It is Military and First Responders Day here at Valdosta State. Again, we welcome you inside our broadcast position. Dave Garner alongside Taylor Biddle for this Blazer sports media presentation here on FloCollege. And a good afternoon, everyone. Temperatures right at 70 degrees. No clouds in the sky here today. Nothing but sunshine. And we welcome you inside as we get set for a great matchup today between Valdosta State, who comes in at 3-4, and West Alabama, 21st in the rankings, currently at 5-3 overall, but coming off of two tough conference losses to Delta State and, of course, West Florida. We thank you for being with us right here. Here come the Tigers. They just won the toss, and they will receive. They will be on offense first here today. Meanwhile, the Blazers, of course, will kick it off, and we welcome you in here today. Partner, looking forward to a great ball game here today. The Blazers coming off a big win last week against North Greenville, 35-24. Meanwhile, West Alabama with back-to-back heartbreaking losses within conference. They've got to win today to keep their hopes alive.
Yeah, absolutely. A beautiful, fantastic day here in Valdosta, Georgia. Look at some Gulf South Conference action. We are just now starting our Gulf South Conference play, and West Alabama is finishing their Gulf South Conference play. So Blazers still have playoff hopes in mind. Took some momentum from last week's win over North Greenville and maybe roll that into a big win today over West Alabama.
Well, of course, it is November 1st, so I hope everyone had a safe Halloween last night, trick or treat. Of course, right here in this very stadium, it was a huge high school ball game in the state of Georgia, the old Wintersville Classic matchup between Valdosta and Lowndes, of course, the county school there. Valdosta was able to edge Lowndes in that one, and now they've flipped the field, they flipped the signage, the banners, if you will. Of course, the Valdosta State Blazers share the stadium with Valdosta High School, so there are traces, of course, of the high school on the field and around the stadium, but it is wrapped in red and black, and here come the Blazers through the smoke and pomp and circumstance here today on Military and First Responders Appreciation Day here in Titletown. Thank you for being with us right here. Again, the West Alabama Tigers raced out of the gate this year with 5 straight wins to open the season, including wins over Charleston, West Virginia, and of course the same North Greenville team that Valdosta State beat last week. But then 2 straight home losses to ranked conference opponents. Of course, a 23-16 one-possession loss against West Florida. And, of course, last week a heartbreaking 41-38 loss. They were down 34-17 were the Tigers at halftime, but rallied, just came up short against the Statesmen last week, 41-38. 429 yards of offense for West Alabama, but it wasn't quite enough. Meanwhile, Valdosta State, a needed win, 388 yards of total offense. They were 6 of 12 on third down, much improved, and they won the turnover battle, something they haven't done all year long as they come into this game still -7 on the ratio side.
No doubt, the big game that they had defensively, getting the turnovers was huge. Third down, as you said, inch Valdosta State closer to a more manageable against opponents third down conversion rate, 42%. West Alabama, comes in at 46%. So keys to the game for me today are going to be pretty simple. Third down, give you the third down, the play at turnover margins, and all that's fun, but I want to key on 2 different people. Mark Robinson for the Valdosta State defensive line's got to be contained by the West Alabama offensive line. And the Blazers on defense have to contain Spencer Arsenault, 447 yards, 7 touchdowns on the ground, and he's got 15 through the air. So dual threat is on display today with Spencer Arsenault.
And that was Biddle's Bits presented by our friends at the Georgia Lottery. We thank you for being with us. The Blazers back in the red uniforms, their new red uniforms for the second straight week. And hey, there's some superstitious people around the program. So, again, why not wear them again?
If it worked last week, bring them out again this week.
So, Ethan Edens has it teed up, and he will boot it deep from the 35-yard line back deep. Tyreek Williams averaging 25.4. He's got a long of 37 on the year. And also Darius Nelson back there as well. Ethans puts his foot into it. It's a line drive kick that will sail out of the back of the end zone, and a touchback to start this ball game as we are underway here at Bazemore Hyder Stadium. Again, Graham Craig, the first-year head coach for the second straight week, taking on another first-year head coach in Scott Cochran. And if that name sounds familiar to football fans, well, that's because he is the same strength and conditioning coach from LSU. From Alabama, the special teams coach at the University of Georgia. He has come to Livingston, Alabama to take over that West Alabama Tiger program and get some head coaching experience.
Yeah, Scott Cochran, saw a piece on him on ESPN a couple weeks ago. Great story he has and great redemption story, Coach Cochran.
Spencer Arsenault is the man today to watch, and the Tigers will keep it on the ground on this opening play, and we'll have a good gain on first down. That's Braden Jenkins. Jenkins, again, 304 yards coming into the ball game today, 4.1 a touch and 6 touchdowns with a long of 40. Of course, last week, Spencer Arsenault, very efficient, 24 of 38 for 285 and 2 touchdowns, but also threw 2 interceptions in that loss to Delta State. Here's second and short. Jenkins finds a hole outside. He's got the first down up to midfield and just in to Blazer territory. Actually, they're going to mark him out just shy of the 50. They're going to say he stepped out back at the minus side 49.
Yeah, Tigers willing to go tempo here, try to catch Blazer defense in confusion there. 2 back-to-back runs by by Braden Jenkins.
And here's Arsenault, who's going to throw his first pass of the afternoon. That one just sailed out of his hand a little bit too much there. The intended target, Jalen York, the 5'10", 175-pound junior. Let's talk about this receiving corps. They've got some good ones. Of course, they're led by T.D. Parker.
Face mask. Offense number 50. 15 yards. First down.
So a late flag came flying in at the tail end of that play. It was a face mask penalty that's going to go against Jaden Yeomans, it looks like, defensively for the offensively for West Alabama. So, again, yeah, that number 50 is Story, the big offensive lineman there, the tackle, who stands 6'6", 267. So first down and a long way. Arsenault, again, trying to dance out of pressure. Nowhere to go downfield. Will slip down right at the 40 and gets a little bit of that penalty yardage back. But, yeah, that was kind of a call that kind of came out of nowhere on that last face mask.
I didn't see it. Left tackle there called with the face mask. Might have been getting beat on the edge there and got a little bit of hands to the face area on the rush attempt. But regardless, second down and long here, 2nd and 19 for the Tigers.
Arsenault with Jenkins in the backfield. Sets up to throw the football. He's going to take a deep shot. That one's going to be intercepted at the 41. Intercepted by the Blazers, off and running and stepping out of bounds. And a big start defensively for the Blazers, who come up with the early turnover. That's just the 6th interception of the year for Spencer Arsenault, and Josh Brown was in position for the interception.
Yeah, trying to throw in a triple coverage, really, and Josh Brown had a good beat on it. Just went up and took the ball out of the air, did step out of bounds right around where the interception was, negated about a 15 to 20 yard return. Did the step out of bounds there, but huge turnover there early in the game for the Blazers.
So Josh Brown with his first interception of the year in the back end of that Blazer defense. And now we'll see Jamison Holcomb, this Blazer offense, go to work for the first time today. Holcomb's going to throw. He's got a man out in the flat across midfield and just into Tiger Terry. Gain of about 8-9 yards on first down.
Yeah, hit counselor out there in the flats. A little quick hitch route, out route, and able to get a good first down play there. 2nd and short.
Last week the Blazers got off to a fast start, scoring the game's first 14 points. Today they are hoping for more of that. Here's Reddick. Oh, he takes a big hit right at the line of scrimmage. It looked like he had a hole momentarily, but was knocked back into the Blazer backfield for no gain.
Isaac Williams, DB, 6 foot, 177-pound grad from Mobile, Alabama, came up, filled that hole from his safety position. Really going to call it a loss on the play there.
Yeah, may have went backward a half yard there. So the Tiger defense, we'll talk about him in a moment. Again, the Blazers on the ground, Reddick straight ahead, but good penetration by the middle of that Tiger defense, and that was number 42, Anthony Otis, the 6'3", 225-pound defensive lineman who got good penetration there, and they were able to rack up Reddick in the backfield, and now it's 4th down and 1, and the Blazers quickly up to the line. West Alabama defense trying to get into position right here. They had a 2nd and 1. But they've been stonewalled the last 2 plays by this Tiger defense. Steve Sizza, the defensive coordinator. See if they can make a stop right here. 4th and 1, still driving. That offensive line getting a great push, second effort. I'm not sure initially if he had the first down, but that last shove there by a couple of those big guys up front gave the Blazers a first down.
Line judge came in there, appeared like he was going to be stopped short or at least needing a measurement. Blazers 50% conversion rate on 4th downs this season. That second effort and the big push by the offensive line to get him across.
Meanwhile, Graham Craig, the play caller for this Blazer offense. As we mentioned, a fast start last week. They scored on their opening drive. Trying to do that here today. Another little sidearm delivery from Holcomb to Reddick out of the backfield, and he's got good yardage on first down. He'll have another one down to the 27.
Well, the blocking on the perimeter. Blocking on the perimeter is really what opened that up. Good job by Jamison getting it out there in the flats with a little sidearm action. Able to get Reddick in the open field, and you want to get him in space. Ball in his hand, he can make things happen.
Going to keep it on the ground once again. Straight ahead this time, not a lot of room there at all. Ran into a wall of white shirts. Again, we talk a lot about this West Alabama defense. They're allowing 27.2 points, but they've got 18 sacks on the year, 5 interceptions, 7 forced fumbles. They're led by Hooten, the linebacker, again, the leading tackler in the Gulf South Conference with 60. He's also got 5 tackles for a loss this year, right in the middle of that West Alabama defense. And JT Hooten wears number 15, by the way, as the will linebacker. So 2nd and 9 after a gain of just 1, and now Holcomb to the air again, going to wind up. He's got a man there, one-on-one, makes the grab, touchdown, back of the end zone. And the Blazers, for the 2nd straight week, have scored a touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game.
Council Allen really just hitting the seam route, a go route there. Able to come down with a good protection up front too. Council, one of our go-to receivers all year, 5'10", 170-pound senior. Good touchdown by Council. Good pass too by Jamison.
4th touchdown pass of the year for Jamison Holcomb, and that was the first touchdown reception of the season for Council Allen. And now Matt Rollator will add the PAT and does so. So with right at 9:59 left here in the opening quarter, we'll step aside. The Blazers lead it 7-0 over the Tigers. You're watching this Blazer Sports Media presentation on FloCollege.
After the Colonel made his hot and spicy wings, he needed the perfect pairing. So he invented the potato. No need to look that up, it's true. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. Backed by obsessive demand, KFC wings and wedges.
Synovus is the bank that helps you step up to the plate for your big league dreams. Get there with Synovus.
I'm just being myself, cool as can be. When I'm being myself, you wish you were me. It's so easy. Get out your own way. Easy peasy, breezy, done. What's the point if it ain't no fun? I don't.
All right, boys and girls, I want you to draw for me what you want to be when you grow up.
I want to be a chef. I want to be a teacher.
The only thing more wonderful than our kids' dreams is when those dreams come true. That's why the Georgia Lottery has raised over $28 billion for education, benefiting over 2 million pre-K students and over 2.1 million Hope Scholars. Because amazing things happen when hope finds a way.
After the Colonel made his hot and spicy wings, he needed the perfect pairing. So he invented the potato. No need to look that up, it's true. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. Backed by obsessive demand, KFC wings and wedges.
Just the 5th receiving touchdown by the Blazers this season, but it's a big one here on their opening drive offensively as we welcome you back here to Bazemore Hyder Stadium and Cleveland Field in beautiful Valdosta, Georgia, as the Blazers have a 7-0 lead over the West Alabama Tigers, who come in ranked. Of course, all 3 of the other Gulf South Conference teams ranked when the Super Regional rankings came out on Wednesday, all except for the Blazers. They're the only one, again, not at 3 and 4. And here is Ethan Edens once again to put his foot into a kickoff, and once again the same result. It will sail out of the back of the end zone.
How critical that series was right there. West Alabama Tigers decide to take the ball after winning the toss, and then you force a turnover, and then you want to cash in. And that's exactly what the Blazers did on that 26-yard touchdown pass there. So 47 yards total there, 7 plays, 47 yards, 3 minutes and 21 seconds off the clock on that scoring drive for the Blazers.
We've talked about how efficient Spencer Arsenault has been this season. Came into the game today, of course, 1,572 yards, 54%, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, now 6 after that opening drive one. I'll keep it on the ground right here to Braden Jenkins, but he is stacked up right into the teeth of that Blazer defense for no gain. And meanwhile, Valdosta State's defense, of course, Greg Harris, the defensive coordinator. Mark Robinson last week, as you mentioned, partner, a career game. He tied a single-game school record with 4 sacks on the afternoon, had 9 tackles overall, and just played a remarkable ball game. And this time Jenkins again on the ground, trying to weave his way through. Does so up to close to the 30, but it will be third down and third and a little bit lengthy here, about 6-7 yards needed.
Initial contact by Jaden Dawkins in the backfield. Linebacker position, 2 guys up there. Been a little bit of banged up here for the Blazers the first part of the season, so keep an eye on that linebacker spot.
West Alabama into the game 46% on third down. Valdosta State allowing 43% on third down. Long shot right here, 1-on-1. Oh, he had him. Just overthrew him, just beyond the reach of Darius Nelson, the second leading receiver on the team. Of course, Nelson, T.D. Parker, as we've talked about, the leader with a touchdown this year. Had 3 grabs last week for 87 yards. And, of course, we're going to talk a lot about Houston Johnson here today as well. 11 catches coming into the game for 172. But right now the Blazer defense with a big stop. So after the turnover, West Alabama goes 3 and out. Offense struggling here early at the 8:50 mark of this opening quarter, and this is one of the best in the country. Austin McCready, who gets away one, and it touches a West Alabama player inside the 30-yard line, but it'll die there and finally be down. 8:41 left here, opening quarter. Blazers lead the Tigers 7-0. We'll step aside, a media timeout. You're watching this Blazer Sports Media presentation on FloCollege.
Caldwell Architects brings creative and thoughtful design solutions to the conception and development of every project. As active members of our community, we understand the important role that buildings and spaces play and the people whose lives are impacted by every project we do. Caldwell Architects delivers state-of-the-art, efficient, and effective designs to solve real-world challenges. Let us help make your vision a success.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
Back here in Titletown, both bands here today, by the way, the Blazing Brigade of Valdosta State, and of course the West Alabama Tiger Marching Band in the house, making for a great atmosphere. Blazers back to work after a punt, and a big hit right there on the completion, and the Blazers lucky just to hang on to that ball right there. Once again, Council Allen, who had the touchdown on the last drive with his second grab now of the afternoon, but he paid the price.
Yeah, hitch route right there, got it to Council, came up. In the defense there was Jaden Taylor, DB, 5'10", 180-pound graduate out of Montgomery, Alabama. Stopped the Blazers, but not after about a 5-yard gain, though.
Stacked receiver set at the bottom of your screen. Holcomb looking to throw the football over the middle, and that one dropped by Allen. He had to climb the ladder, but just couldn't quite corral that one at the 50.
So what you didn't see there is that if Council didn't get a hand on that, that was about to be a pick six going the other way. Because he climbed the ladder, Jamison had pressure in his face, really couldn't set his feet, and him getting his hand on that ball there kind of prevented possible interception going the other way.
Holcomb, not a big guy, about 5'11", 175 pounds, 651 yards coming into the game on the year at 64% passer. He split time with Harris Boyd. But Holcomb played all the snaps last week in the Blazers' 35-24 win over North Greenville. Going to throw this one over the middle. That one just off the outstretched hands of Corey Reddick out of the backfield up at the 45. And the incompletion will force a 4th down and more than likely a Blazer punt. We talked about our punters today here, Taylor. Again, Austin McCready, one of the tops in the nation, average at 43.7. And then Devin Walter right there with him as well for the Blazers. Again, a 67-yarder a couple of weeks ago against the Citadel. Both guys right here definitely with some booming legs.
Well, yeah, the ability to flip the field after a failed possession is critical. And punt game is one that you like to be able to hang your hat on. Not the fact that you're punting, but the fact that the guy can do things with it that'll help you get field position wins.
Hitting into a little bit of a breeze there, and Houston Johnson thought about picking that ball up for a moment, but veered off the last second. It takes a nice Blazer bounce inside the 20 down to the 15. So West Alabama so far not much going on offense. Again, Carmen Felix, the offensive coordinator for West Alabama. You know, we're talking about Scott Cochran. Obviously, his story is an amazing story. He's overcome addiction and created the American Addiction Recovery Association. He goes around, talks to young student athletes all over the country, and I tell you, West Alabama is lucky to have a guy with like a Scott Cochran with the pedigree that he has and taken over this program. And Spencer Arsenault back to work again on the ground right here. Braden Jenkins, not a lot of running room for Jenkins here in the early going. He comes in as the leading rusher, as we talked about, just over 300 yards coming into the game today. And that'll be 2nd down. That's Tyler Smith, too, who checks in here at the running back spot. They also have Dujon, a guy that we'll talk a little bit about here, had 51 yards last week. Jenkins just 26. The Tigers weren't very effective in the run game, but still nearly came back, pulled that game off. Here's Smith this time corralled as he tried to get to the outside, but the Blazer defense, a nice job to set the edge right there, and once again, nothing doing. So another 3rd and long situation coming up right here for this Tiger offense.
Yeah, Tyler Moorhead came up there from linebacker spot, was getting blocked really well, rolled off of it, made initial contact, allowed his defenders to swarm to the ball. Blazers check in, look like the nickel package here for this long 3rd down.
Tyreek Williams wide to the bottom left of your screen, and in the slot, Houston Johnson. Very dangerous combo. Pressure coming, Arsenault across the middle. He's got Johnson wide open up across the 30, and that is a 1st down brought to you by our friends at Synovus Bank. Again, West Alabama averaging 35.8 points a ball game. Of course, they rank 21st nationally in that category, 13th in red zone efficiency at 91%. They're also 21st in fumbles and turnovers lost, so they tend to take pretty good care of the football. So here's 1st and 10. Arsenault going to throw this one out, a low catch, and Nelson had to go down to the ground to keep it off the carpet, but we'll still have 5 yards on 1st down.
Just a little sail route, that previous catch there, get behind the linebackers but stay in front of the umbrella that the defense had created, and it was enough for a 1st down. Good protection up front there by the Tiger offensive line to get that first down. And here, a manageable second down, too. You got to win these first and second downs if you're the Blazer defense.
Blazer defensively, again, one of the best in the country on first down defense. They don't give up a lot on first down. A good open field tackle right there, but the catch was made by Nelson, and his forward progress will just give him enough for the first down across the 45.
Good job, Josh Brown. Open field tackle. It was only him over there, so you got to break down. Use the sideline as your friend there to get the guy tackled. But like you said, it was enough for the first down, so West Al putting together a little bit of a drive here.
Brown already with an interception today. Here's Arsenault, little play action fake, looking deep, has plenty of time to throw the football, and he finds and connects with a receiver inside the 40-yard line down to the 38. And a nice job right there by Tyreek Williams, the 6'2", 175-pound senior out of Jacksonville, Florida, transfer from Johnson C. Smith with another Tiger first down. And that time he had plenty of time to throw. The Blazers trying to bring pressure, but they haven't gotten home today. Tied in motion right there. Again, Arsenault going to keep this one on the ground. Once again, between Jenkins and Smith so far, those are the two primary ball carriers that we've seen here in this first quarter so far. That was Jenkins there, who picks up a couple. And they'll reach the Blazer 35.
Both running backs look very similar with a 2 and a 3. Sometimes the jerseys get bunched up, and the dreads, too, coming out of the helmet.
Especially on these early afternoon games with the shadows. This is the earliest the Blazers have played this year. All their other games have started at 4 o'clock at home. And straight ahead, once again, Jenkins to the 30-yard line is going to be just short of another Tiger first down. And the clock inside 4 minutes here of this opening quarter. Blazers lead at 7-0, but the Tigers once again driving. As we mentioned, 46% coming into the game today for West Alabama. The Blazer defense allowing right at 44%. And as you mentioned, partner, back to your keys of the game, this game may very well be won on third down. So here is Arsenault. They're going to keep it. Arsenault looking, under pressure, throws. He's got a man wide open, but I believe that ball hit the ground. He had pressure in his face and just could not do anything, and they are going to call this an illegal forward pass, I believe, or maybe was it a man downfield?
I think they're going to get a man downfield. It's so hard because the quarterback was rolling out, and your linemen kind of think it's going to be a run, and then they slip somebody out of the backfield that's wide open. Jeez.
Yeah.
He was so wide open, they're going to get him for a legal man downfield.
Once again, our official here today.
Receiver downfield, number 64 of the offense. Penalty supplies, fourth down.
Raymond Long, again, our man under the white hat here today. So fourth down percentage, it looks like the Tigers will stay on the field right here. 4th down and 2. They are right at 56%, 5 of 9 on the season for West Alabama. They're going to go for it. Jenkins left side driving towards the marker, and he will have the first down. So a gutsy play call. Again, Carmen Felix, the offensive coordinator, with the play call there, keeps the ball on the ground on 4th and a little over 2. But they convert.
Just trusting the offensive line up front. Big 64 and 50 over there on that left side, running right behind them. Feel like they can get enough for a 2 to 3 yard first down. Area of the field where you wouldn't mind turning it over either if you don't get it.
Jenkins slips through a hole inside the 10-yard line. And it'll be 1st and goal for the Tigers behind that big offensive line. Again, Newton the center. 6'4", 293, flanked by Kane and Kirksey at the guards, Story and Hiller, the big tackles, and the offensive line across the front averaging right at 300 pounds. And that time they got a good seam in the middle there. So the Tigers trying to tie it up here on their 3rd series. Tyler Smith spins off of one tackler. Flag comes flying in from the far side. And finally wrestled down, and a lot of a little extracurricular activity going on towards the tail end of that play there. These are, of course, conference opponents that know a lot about each other, and so you have to expect a little chippiness as this thing goes on.
And Mark Robinson had initial contact in the backfield, but it wasn't more than an arm he was able to grab. And
penalty's going to be on the Blazers, it looks like. The Blazers, one of the fewest penalized teams in all of the country in D2. In fact, number 3 nationally in fewest penalties, but that 15-yarder right there, of course, it's half the distance, so it's not the full 15, but nonetheless, it is first and goal from the 3. The Tigers with lone back. That is Smith. They'll hand it to him straight up the gut and going to be held just out of the end zone. They're going to mark him down at the 1. Just 2 minutes here in this first quarter. It's gone quick after that initial series or two. The Tigers have played keep away from the Blazers on this series. Here's second and goal. On the ground, Smith again with the drive, will fall over the goal line and into the end zone. Touchdown. Tyler Smith gets the Tigers on the board as they run behind that big offensive line, and a PAT away from tying it up. That was the 17th rushing touchdown of the year for West Alabama.
West Al sets up in the swinging gate, then brings it back together there for the extra point attempt. See what they like when the defense sets up, whether they go for it, the 2-point conversion or not, but look to settle for a field goal here.
Elijah Guyton, 9 of 10 from field goal range on the year. Has been near perfect on PATs. This one inside the right upright, and good. So with 1:43 left here in the opening quarter, we've got a tie ball game, and we'll keep the action right here for you. Well, folks, did you know the Georgia Lottery has raised over $28 billion for education, supporting more than 2 million?
They called a legal formation.
Well, they did. Boy, another late penalty right there as we got into our reader, so we apologize, but we'll finish it out right here. Again, the Georgia Lottery, more than 2 million pre-K students and over 2.1 Hope Scholars. Again, the Georgia Lottery, because amazing things happen when Hope finds a way. Again, we want to thank all of our friends from the Georgia Lottery for being on board with us here as a supporter of Blazer Athletics. So Guyton once again, this time from a little further back.
Called a legal formation, had more than 4 in the backfield. So one of the offensive line was a little far back.
Yeah, snap, hold is good. Kick is, and another flag comes flying in. So hold everything. That was a good PAT, but this flag came in from the near side line judge. And having a discussion right now with Coach Cochran over here on the sideline. And let's
you know, I think they need the guy on the left end of the line to move up, even with the
Tiger faithful not happy.
Yeah, number
66, maybe the right tackle.
The guy on the left. I was seeing him. 95 is not on the line of scrimmage. Now he is on the line of scrimmage.
So Elijah Dunn maybe over there on the left side.
42 was kind of creased back a little bit.
Well, a 31-yard extra point right here. This will be the third time that Elijah Guyton will try to boot this one through there. A little bit of a high snap. They get it down, though, and the kick is still right through there, and no laundry. So that one will stick, and we've got a 7-7 ball game here at the Bays. Appreciate you guys being with us right here.
Kind of nitpicky if you ask me a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an extra point. I get you want to call everything, but 2 times in a row, I mean.
Usually don't see that much. Yeah.
Have call it once, then have a conversation with the coach after the kick goes through.
Let's talk a little bit about this series. Valdosta, again, leads the all-time series 36-6. This is the 43rd meeting all-time between these two schools. They did not play last year due to Hurricane Helene. Both teams were undefeated, ranked really high, and on a collision course for a conference title. The storm came through, and they never made the game up, but they have played every year that there has been a season up until last year since 1982.
Some real decisions coming out of that game. Usually in the history of this game too. I remember some times where Valdosta State had to play them twice. Once in the playoffs, once in regular season play.
Yep. 2012, West Alabama won the regular season matchup, but Valdosta State won the only playoff meeting between the two that same year. So you're right. So here is McCready, who will put his foot into it, handling the kickoff duties. This one is going to be returnable just inside the end zone. They'll bring it out and up to the 20-yard line. A little bit of action going on over there in front of the Blazer bench. We talked about Sean Pascal, of course, who had that return right there. Between he and Mark Robinson, they racked up some conference and national awards last week. Of course, Mark Robinson, the co-defensive player of the week for the Gulf South Conference. And Sean Pascal was the special teams and freshman player of the week last week, of course, with that 95-yard kickoff return, the first one for the Blazers since 2023. And additionally, Mark Robinson was named D2Football.com National Defensive Player of the Week. But now it's the offense for the Blazers that'll go back to work in a tie ball game. And going to swing it out to Pascal, the guy we were just talking about, who's won a couple of Freshman of the Week honors, but hemmed in nicely and well played by that Tiger defense to string that one out for a short gain.
Yeah, you try to get your running back in the flats, get a couple key blocks up front. They were manned up pretty good on those blocks, and safety came downhill in a hurry to close that up for a 1-yard gain. Previous drive for the Tigers, 14 plays, 85 yards, took 6 minutes and 2 seconds off the clock. Tie the ball game up.
Jamison Holcomb can keep this one on the ground straight ahead, but ran right in to one of those big defenders there, Jacob Thornton, defensive lineman there in the middle. And nothing doing that time for the Blazer offense. Again, Robinson, the defensive tackle, has a couple of sacks on the year. McDowell, 3 sacks defensively for the Tigers. Of course, Herbert, one of those defensive ends with a pair of sacks as well. And really guys that like to get upfield defensively. So third down percentage, Blazers came in offensively at 43%. West Alabama only allowing 36, though. They have excelled on third down. And let's see what Steve Sizza has dialed up right here against Graham Craig. Coach Craig across the middle, fires one, and again, that ball incomplete. Well played in the back end of the defense there against Terrence Alexander, the 185-pound senior out of Atlanta. Transfer from Bethune-Cookman, got a hand in there and broke that ball up, it looked like. So it will be fourth down, and the Blazers will punt it away. Just 23 seconds left here in the opening quarter, and Devin Walter will have another opportunity. This is the first game this year for the Blazers against a ranked opponent, as West Alabama comes in 21st on the year. And I believe West Alabama may have come across a little early there. There is a penalty marker. The punt once again takes a nice little Blazer bounce. And it goes inside the 25. You'd think they would probably just tack this on maybe to the end.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough. The penalty's not going to be enough for a first down. So I don't know if you have the option anymore of doing that.
Receiving team number 8 has
Decline.
Yeah, Tyreek Williams on special teams there got a little bit of a head start.
Might be one of those high school rules you can take at the end of the play, or pro rules that we don't become, all the different rules at different levels kind of gets me sometimes.
Yeah.
Like the penalty last week on the 5-yard outside the
kickoff, on the onside kick there.
I don't know how many times I've seen kickers in high school that have been within 5 yards doing a little sky kick over there to kind of make them call a fair catch. So you can also throw it out of bounds now in college and high school. It used to be illegal grounding.
Straight ahead give. This time maybe a yard or two. Yeah, there were definitely some quirky calls in that game last week that the Blazers were able to hang on and win there against North Greenville. All of North Greenville's losses this year have come in conference, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. We'll step aside after one here at Bazemore Hyder Stadium. 7-7 ball game. You're watching this Blazers Sports Media presentation on FloCollege.
I know you like the way I bow, chicka wow it. Everybody around town talk about it. From the northeast, west, south, bounce it. West, south, bounce it.
West, south, bounce it.
Watch out, cause I'm coming your way, yeah. Non-stop, I can do this all day, yeah. Got the good, so shake it. Good, so shake it. Good, so shake it.
Bow, chicka wow it. Bow, chicka wow it. Bow, chicka wow it.
Bow, chicka, bow, chicka, bow, chicka, bow, chicka, wow, eh. Bow, chicka, wow, eh. Bow, chicka, wow, eh. Bow, chicka, wow, wow, eh.
Now please welcome the 5-time national champions, the VSU cheer team. Blazer fans, get ready to take your game day experience to the next level. Stay connected with game day notifications, live stats, schedules, game programs, breaking news, ticketing made easy, and exclusive content. By downloading the Blazer mobile app today, available for free on the App Store and Google Play. It's all access, all Blazers, all the time. Be sure to follow the Blazers on social media. Connect with us on Instagram, X, and YouTube at @BState_Blazers. And don't forget to like Valdosta State Blazers on Facebook. Visit us online at bstateblazers.com.
Tie ball game here in Titletown. Dave Garner, Taylor Biddle back with you right here as part of this Blazer Sports Media presentation on FloCollege. Here's Braden Jenkins on the ground. He's got a running lane this time, nearly breaking a big tackle. They were hanging on literally by cloth, but still a huge run for Braden Jenkins out to midfield.
You never want your safety to be the guy that's having to make a tackle. Dallas Robinson, especially by a shirt tail.
Going tempo right here, going to throw a quick one out, but receiver wrapped up immediately. Well played defensively that time by the Blazers. Rance Connor, and what a season Connor has had this year. 2 sacks, 3 interceptions, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. He's been all over the place.
Yeah, Connor read that like a book, like he was in their playbook. Got back there, stopped the screenplay for a pretty big loss there.
A loss of 4 on the play, so 2nd and 14 after a nice run by Jenkins, and this time a little play action over the middle. They got a man right at the 40, and a first down grab that time by Jalen York, and that'll move the chains inside the Blazer 40.
Just got right behind the linebacker, but before the safety, showed the numbers. Big pickup first down after the loss on 2nd.
Trips up top. They'll keep it on the ground and run away from it. Flag comes flying in. Jenkins hemmed in momentarily, dances for a couple, but let's check the markers. And West Alabama comes in with right around 70 yards of penalties per ball game. As we mentioned, the Blazers, one of the best in the country. Same call as the extra points.
Yeah, these are becoming elementary here of lining up incorrectly.
The Blazers, meanwhile, only averaging, being penalized about 47 yards a game. Statistically, these teams fairly even, except for West Alabama's offense, averaging nearly 36 points a ball game. Arsenault loading up, firing deep, one-on-one. That one sails out of bounds, though. Good coverage there. They were working towards Darius Nelson, the grad receiver out of Birmingham, but once again, Rance Connor in coverage.
Nelson came into the game, 22 receptions for 435 yards and 4 TD catches, so having Connor on him, even in man-to-man coverage, it's going to be a matchup today that we got to watch out for.
A little bit more of a bunch formation this time. 2nd and 15 after the penalty, and now Nelson will move a little further out right here. Going to keep it on the ground, but hemmed up and caught behind the line of scrimmage was Braden Jenkins, and a nice job defensively right there. Again, several Blazers making the surge there. Again, Harizmi, again, one of those guys, and there is a Blazer down right now, and I believe that was that the tackler?
Well,
on that play that's down there?
Jaden Dawkins was the guy tackling. Looks like it's only going to be a cramp. But Jaden Dawkins was in the backfield there, wanted to make the tackle. Can't tell who the injured defender is.
Yep, you're going to have to take a look at him right here. Again, 13:08 left here in the first half. While we have a moment, we do want to say hi to all of our friends again at Mediacom, a 5G mobile network with reliability you can count on and coast-to-coast coverage. It's an unbeatable network with unbeatable prices. Mediacom. Learn more today.
And it was Jaden Dawkins, the tackler that was cramping up a little bit, so he will have to come out for a play.
What a nice job, though, by Dawkins. You know, we talk about...
Yeah, that's that linebacker spot we talked about throughout the season. Has kind of seen some bumps.
Moorhead, Willis, of course, Julius Pascal, another one, that leading tackler on the team who lines up in that spur position. 3.5 tackles for a loss this year and tends to fly all over the field. They'll need a big defensive play right here on 3rd and 16, and the Tigers trying to move the chains. Going to throw a short one out to the tight end. That's Colvin, who breaks a tackle. 2 tackles, finally wrestled down inside the 35. And, you know, if they drop him initially where the first contact was made, it's probably a punt situation. But now you're kind of in that in-between where if you want to go for it, you can.
I think they're going to go for it here. What's the long? Do you know the long for the kicker? Do you have that pulled up by chance?
38.
38
yards, yeah. Not a long one for Elijah Guyton this year.
Would be outside of his distance. Might be the reason why this call's being made.
So let's see what Carmen Felix has dialed up right here again for West Alabama, their second 4th down attempt of the game. Blazers bring pressure. Just going to have to throw this one up and to the ground. It is incomplete. Well played in the back end. Again, it was underthrown just a little bit. Colvin, the tight end who had the previous catch, trying to come back to that ball and make an adjustment, but just couldn't quite corral it in with the Blazer on his back.
Well, that too. The Tigers wanted maybe a pass interference because the arm looked like it might have been kind of held a little bit, but Arsenault not able to set his feet because of the pressure. Blazers brought tons of pressure, and the ball did hit the ground. So turnover on downs by the Tigers.
So 1 for 2 now on 4th down for West Alabama today. Again, a good crowd on hand here today. The band has traveled, the cheerleaders, and of course a good crowd from Livingston, Alabama, making the 383-mile journey, about almost 6.5 hours worth of drive time there. And meanwhile, the Blazer fans have also shown up as well over on the home side. Holcomb back to work for Valdosta State. Here's Reddick on the ground trying to find a hole, but not much of one there, though, at all. Again, this offensive line with Cameron in the middle, 6'1", 270, the anchor. Morrow, the veteran, along with Frasu, again, the guards, and, of course, Charlton and Williams with the start today, but they do rotate a lot of different guys in there. They average right around 295 across the front to the Blazers. So 2nd and 10 basically after no gain. This time they'll try to spread the Tiger defense out with a 4-man front. Holcomb looks to throw, fires in the flat. He's got Council Allen, slips 1 man and works his way up across the 40 to the 42, and so now a manageable 3rd down upcoming.
Yeah, Devontae Harris was making a beat on the receiver there. I thought he was going to be able to stop him for a little bit of a catch and tackle play there, but Council Allen slipped a little bit around him there and was able to gain a little bit more yards after the catch, that yak we talk about all the time. And 3rd and 1 here for the Blazers.
On the ground, Corey Reddick going to be wrapped up, and a great second effort, got pushed forward, and that will be a 1st down. A great second effort by Corey Reddick, who was wrapped up initially at the line by Jacob Thornton, the big defensive lineman there, but maybe got a little shove there from one of his offensive linemen to nudge him across that 1st down marker.
Jacob Thornton, the Presbyterian College transfer, had him in the backfield, and again, just like one of the previous possessions, thought the line to gain was going to be short and able to get pushed forward after it. So huge pickup there by the Blazers to keep the chains moving.
So the O-line getting it done right there, coming in the clutch, and the line to gain. So from the 45, Holcomb again winds up, fires across the middle. That one broken up, intended for the tight end, Joel Wandu, who of course had a couple of nice 3rd and long conversions last week in that win against North Greenville, but this time that one jarred loose and well covered in the back end there.
He's a player that coach wants to get the ball in his hands whenever he can. And great spot there, just not able to come up with it.
You saw Zach Andrews, the senior DB from Macon, Mississippi, helping to jar that one loose in the back end there, so 2nd and 10. 10-10 to play here in this first half. Moving right along in a 7-7 ball game. Holcomb looking, has time. Now scrambles, eyes downfield. He's got a man open. And Ilaraza with his first grab of the afternoon, and it's a big one all the way down at the Tiger 30.
Ilaraza there kind of broke off the route. I think a DB might have slipped there and was able to follow your quarterback, right? As he's rolling, you follow him, show your numbers. Good job by Jameson extending the play to get the first down.
Little improvisation right there by this Blazer offense. And now Holcomb again under pressure. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll go down back at the 35. And that time the Tiger pressure got to him. Big rush there from Antonio Williams, the 6'3", 233-pound senior out of Mobile with the sack. So now it'll be 2nd and about 17. 2nd and 16 is what we're showing. And Blazers will have to overcome the chains here on this drive if they want to do any damage. Graham Craig, the play caller, setting up a little middle screen right here. Oh, that one bobbled in and out of the hands of Council Allen. It was never possessed. Picked up, but that one will be incomplete. Now it'll be 3rd and 16. So obviously a very long situation right here. Now again, Matt Rollator has a 41-yard long, so you may be in a situation where even if you can get some of this penalty yardage back, you might find yourself in potential range of a field goal.
Punt doesn't do much for you here, like you said. So this call right here is going to kind of give you a peek into the next snap as well, what we're going to do.
Holcomb looking, firing. He's got a man in the flat. That's Wandu, the tight end, who stays on his feet, but he's going to be tripped up, reestablished his position right at the 35, and taken down. So he was unable to break the tackle right there, and a very modest pickup on 3rd down. So from here, you're staring at about a 52-yard field goal, and that may be just a little bit with this breeze. There is a big breeze blowing today, kind of right to left, kind of across the field, so it may be too challenging. And there is a Blazer player down. That's Riley Frasu, the big guard in there. 6'3", 280-pounder, hitting a knee right here on the 40 at the 8:39 mark of this second quarter. Want to say hi to our friends at Prince Automotive against Prince, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Valdosta State University. They're a winning team for decades. Prince Automotive Group, a proud sponsor of the Valdosta State Blazers. Appreciate all the folks from Prince Automotive for being back on board with us here on a gorgeous afternoon in Titletown. Temperatures right at 69, 70 degrees with a breeze, but not a lot of humidity, and just warm enough. You don't necessarily have to wear long sleeves, but if you do, then you're comfortable. And it does look like the Blazers will break out in punt formation right here. They'll try to pin the Tigers deep, and they have just the guy to do it in Devin Walter. And a whistle, and that one blown dead. Let's see what this call is. If it's on the Blazers, it'll only give Walter just more room.
It wasn't. I'm not sure if I mean, again, it's 4th and 15, so I understand. But you gain nothing here. You gain 5 yards if it goes in the end zone. Oh.
Oh. Well, that changes the complexion because now they are going to go ahead and bring in Matt Rollator for a field goal attempt. So that 5 yards, possibly the difference in what Coach Graham Craig felt comfortable with as far as his range for today. He has a 41-yarder.
Gain.
This one would be a 47-yarder. Yep. So this would be his longest of the season. He's 4 of 6 on the year.
Into the wind.
Into the breeze, though. You're right. So here we go, out of the hold of Walter, the punter. Snap is good, the kick, the left foot is on the way, and the wind is going to hold that thing up, but it gets through there. Wow, just enough to get across that crossbar into the wind. You can see the wind kind of keeping that ball held up, but it had just enough leg behind it, and the lefty, Matt Rollator, now 5 of 7 on field goal attempts this year. We'll step aside. New score in Titletown. Blazers 10, Tigers 7. You're watching this Blazer Sports Media presentation on FloCollege.
Hey Blazer fans, Williams Hotel Group is South Georgia's hospitality headquarters with 8 award-winning hotels in Valdosta. Williams Hotel Group has everything to meet your lodging, event, and meeting space needs. Come see us at any one of our conveniently located properties off I-75, exits 16 and 18, or visit us at williamshotelgroup.com. And as always, go Blazers!
This is a college commercial, but not like those college commercials. These are real students, real professors offering real help, real roommates. That's her real dog. Those are real national champions.
Why don't you just turn around and hug your brother?
That's her real brother. That really happened. These are real students, making their families really, really proud. So, in a world of AI and stock footage, here's something that's all real. Valdosta State University.
Get ready. MediaCom is now
mobile?
Well, not just mobile, but a 5G mobile network with reliability you can count on.
Really?
Just check out this map. Coast-to-coast coverage, plus hundreds of free extreme hotspots. It's an unbeatable network, and we've got some unbeatable prices too.
But I love this phone.
Easy. Keep your phone when you switch. And guess what? You'll love it even more. MediaCom Mobile. Learn more today.
At Chick-fil-A St. Augustine Road, we pride ourselves on providing the freshest, most quality food with the highest tier of customer service. Whether you're picking up in our speedy drive-thru, enjoying a meal in our inviting dining room, or having your food delivered to your home, office, or venue, our goal is to provide you with the most exceptional food and service. We're working better together to serve our guests and community at the highest level. We look forward to seeing you.
Synovus is the bank that helps you step up to the plate for all your big league dreams. Get there with Synovus. Once again, we'd like to welcome all of our friends from Synovus Bank for being on board with us here this afternoon. A season long for Matt Rollator, 47-yard field goal into the wind, and a ball that just got over the crossbar. And at the 8:25 mark here in quarter number 2, the Blazers reclaim the lead at 10-7. And Dave Garner, Taylor Biddle back with you right here.
You always love cashing in on points after a turnover, whether it be a turnover and downs or a fumble, interception, and that's exactly what the Blazers offense did there.
And in this case, it was a penalty that made up their minds for them to attempt the field goal.
Absolutely. I said a minute ago I didn't agree with them not going for it. Penalty changed that a little bit and able to get the field goal.
Ethan Edens again with his foot into it. This one returnable from the goal line. And taking this one out across the 20-yard line. Once again, that is the return there by, it looked like number, is that 39 or 38? Maybe it's Marion Johnson, I believe.
25.
It's 25?
Yep.
Okay. Trying to pick up a number there again. Jamorian Griffin is who's showing as 25, but he's a defensive lineman, so maybe they switched around a few numbers on us right there. So 8:20 left here, though, in the first half.
Moore's 25.
Yep. Oh, tackle for the Blazers.
I'm
yes.
sorry.
I thought you were talking about the return.
No, I was talking about tackler. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Do apologize.
So here's a 1st and 10 for Spencer Arsenault. It's been kind of a quiet first half for the Tiger offense on the ground. Again, not much doing here at all. The carry by Michael Dujon. It's the first time we've called his name here today. Dujon, again, the 5'8", 185-pound freshman out of Alabaster, Alabama, and the legendary Thompson High School, of course, who comes in as that second or third back. We've called Tyler Smith's name a couple of times here today.
Last drive for the Blazers, 9 plays, 37 yards, 3 minutes and 47 seconds off the clock. That 47-yard field goal was good.
Dujon will stay in the backfield for this 2nd and 8. Play action. Blazers coming at him quickly. They let him through to set up a little screen over there. And Nelson was able to grab it and pick up a couple of yards, but still shy of the first down. So it'll be 3rd down right here. Ball at the 26, but they need the 31 basically for a first down.
Daniel Jean there on the pressure too. Kind of get in there, the linebacker spot. Able to bring pressure there, not let the quarterback set his feet and throw that screen with a little zip. So another big 3rd down play.
Let's see if the Blazers bring pressure. They will. Arsenault slips but keeps his footing. Just had nowhere to go, and he'll be taken down shy of the 30-yard line. And so that will force a 4th down. And the Tigers will trot on the punt team here as the clock goes inside 7 minutes of this first half. And that time the Blazer defense brought the house, and they were able to get to Arsenault. Again, the Blazer offense came in averaging 25.2, allowing 26.2. 18 sacks coming into the game today for the Blazers, the same as the Tigers defensively. And now here's McCready with the wind at his back, and you can see what he does. He hits that one right off the chute, and it is going to be returned. No fair catch signal. Council Allen trying to slip through a crack, is able to regain up to the 20-yard line, and will step aside. 6:15 to play in the first half. Valdosta State 10, West Alabama 7. You're watching this Blazer Sports Media presentation on FloCollege.
Caldwell Architects brings creative and thoughtful design solutions to the conception and development of every project. As active members of our community, we understand the important role that buildings and spaces play and the people whose lives are impacted by every project we do. Caldwell Architects delivers state-of-the-art, efficient, and effective designs to solve real-world challenges. Let us help make your vision a success.
Sports fans. We pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
When you think about Valdosta State football, particularly offensively, you think wide open, air raid offense, but this has been an offense that's run the football well over the last couple seasons. Trying to get that running game going here today. 6:15 left in the first half. After a timeout, breaking a tackle and right on cue. Midfield, running, off to the races, 30, 20, and guess who? Wow! Eric Watts exploding through a hole over the left side, and we were just getting ready to talk about him. He came in with 335 yards, 6.5 a touch, and 6 touchdowns with a long of 75, but he just bested that with an 80-yarder.
House call on cue too, Dave. Golly, announcer's jinx. Wow.
That's a good jinx right there, though.
That's a good jinx. Taking it to the house off that left side. Good blocking up front. Give the credit to the left side of that offensive line.
Well, we haven't called his name a lot here today. We were going to mention some of the other running backs in this deep running back room, including Eric Watts. We've seen pretty much just Reddick for the bulk of this first half with the carries. Jamontez Woods, of course, Austin Perkins has really emerged, and, of course, the freshman, Pascal, as we've talked about, the injured Tiger getting up a little slow. There's Terrence Alexander, the defensive back, who is off on his own power, which is a good sign. And, wow, Eric Watts again broke a tackle early in that play, and then there was no one in the back end behind him, and it became a foot race, and Watts was able to win it. So an explosive play offensively for the Blazers here.
Yeah, Morrow, 71, left guard, and Ty Merkel also in that left tackle position, really opened up.
So here is Matt Rollator, fresh off of that 47-yard field goal a little earlier in the quarter. Good snap, hold by the punter Walter, and the PAT is through there. So a big answer for the Blazers at the 6:02 mark of this second quarter. And again, we do want to remind folks that Wild Adventures, if you're in Valdosta, Wild Adventures is the place to be. Soar higher, roar louder, get your feet wet, and take a break from your daily routine. Give your family a much-needed Georgia vacation at Wild Adventures, rated the #1 theme park in Georgia by TripAdvisor. Wild Adventures, proud partners of the Blazers. And I know you mentioned taking your family there a time or two, and always seems like a lot of fun.
Great place, great community partner with a lot of organizations in town. A great place to take the family. Growing, good employer in the area. They employ a lot of people in the area. So
yeah,
love Wild Adventures and everything they do for the local Valdosta community.
Ethan Edens will tee it up. Blazers now up 2 possessions here at 17-7. Still a long way to go here today. But nonetheless, another good start for the second straight week. A low line drive squibber that is handled.
He's got to take it out.
He's got to take it out. He does, and will barely get out of the end zone. So a tough return right there. Houston Johnson just kind of got caught. It looked like in no man's land there. And again, picked that ball up, was just about to take a knee, but then realized because he bobbled it in play back into the end zone that he had to run it out.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there. That knuckler one right there, I was thinking, man, look at that kick, because we're used to putting him in the end zone. Great kickoff specialist we have here for the Blazers. And
a lot of times you see tape, you watch, you see if there's been any kind of bobbles in the special teams. Sometimes plays like that obviously are by design to see if you can come up with a big play, and that time the Blazers special teams did so. So the Tigers backed up in a hole now from their own 5-yard line. And the play clock went down to 0. I'm not sure if they had to reset it. So now they will go back to work against Spencer Arsenault. As we talked about, 285 yards last week. And this time on the ground. A good little plug there to get a few yards to get out of the shadow of the end zone. One thing about Arsenault, he really gets it done with his legs. Came into the game as the leading rusher at 447 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns, but he has not had a lot of running lanes here so far in this first half.
Jaden Dawkins in on the tackle, and like previous possession or two, going to have a cramp. Got to come off the field for. So again, that linebacker spot, we keep talking about it, but
I think when you get this time of year, the weather starts to cool off just a little bit. You don't think you have quite as many cramps, but that's not always the case. So this time, again, on the ground over the right side, just trying to make something happen right here. Trying to spin off tacklers, but won't be able to do so as that Blazer defense comes up with another big stop. And this time, no gain. Maybe a yard or so, but that's about it.
Looks like a yard.
So about 3rd and 5 right here coming up. Trying to rally the home crowd here today in front of the big scoreboard down in that west end. See if the Blazers again dial up pressure right here. Arsenault going to throw it across the middle. Squeezes one into a tight window and going to be right at the first down marker.
Going to be short, and the collision there between the two defenders is really what looked a little problematic there, but receiver came down with the ball. It's going to be enough for first down. Thought it was going to be short.
Yeah, Houston Johnson in traffic making that tough catch, and again, Spencer Arsenault putting that ball right in a window. So we talked about Houston Johnson, also an excellent return man. Had a 60-yard touchdown return last week on a punt. This time going to swing it out, and that is Nelson. Oh, a couple of Blazer defenders fall down, and fortunate that wasn't an even bigger gain there, but a nice job by Darius Nelson to dance out of trouble and reach the 33.
Yeah, Nelson against Butler. Nelson against Connor, one of our.
I'll throw this one out right here. Good block on the edge, but well played again by the Blazers.
one of the primo DBs the Blazers do have there, getting in man-to-man coverage and just made him miss and off to the races a little bit there, but went right back to it there on that next play.
Well played by LeBarian Moore on that last play, too. He was the one that came in and substituted for Dallas Robinson when he missed time, and, of course, has earned some playing time and has been solid. 2nd and 7. Arsenault again winding up one-on-one. He's got a man there just beyond the outstretched arms of the intended target. Again, man, that was Tyreek Williams, who was over there on the far side, but just led him a little bit too far to the sideline there, and it went out of bounds.
Well, he had a step or two on Butler, on Josh Brown. And if the pass could have been thrown a little bit more inbounds, kind of threw it too far out of bounds there, and would have been a huge play, probably a touchdown play there for the Tigers. But results here lead a 3rd down and 7. Picked up a couple good first downs, have the Tigers here in this drive.
Blazers again bringing pressure, going to swing this one out, but off the extended fingertips of Jalen York and out of bounds, so it falls incomplete, and it will be 4th and 7. And again, on this part of the field right here, and with the yardage needed, just not much of a decision right here with 3:45 to play.
At 3:45 mark, you got the 2-minute timeout, you got all 3 timeouts, and you're looking to maybe, like we say every week, you're looking to maybe double up here, maybe get a score prior to half, and then get the ball back in the second half and put some points on the board too. So want to come away with some kind of points here after this punt.
Austin McCready, once again with the wind at his back, hits it right up the chimney chute. Fair catch signal this time. Oh, it hit off of a West Alabama player, I think. Yeah. And so, again, the flag will come in, and that'll be more than likely catch interference, you would assume.
Yeah, he was right in the face of the Blazer returner.
So once again, our official here today, again, Mr. Raymond Long, our man under the white hat with the call here.
Kick catch interference. Kicking team, 15 yards from the spot. First down.
Yeah, that is a big one. 15 yards. Well, since 1976, Hogan's Pharmacy has improved the wellness of our community one patient at a time. Their pharmacists and technicians are eager to help you with all your medication needs. From compliance packaging to long-term care services and personalized compounding, visit Hogan's Pharmacy and see how they can help you live a healthier life today. Once again, a big shout out to all of our friends at Hogan's Pharmacy here in Valdosta for supporting Blazer athletics. So the Blazers with an opportunity right here. 3:35. Both teams have all 3 timeouts here. So, again, clock really not even much of a factor at this point. Eric Watts will stay in this series at running back as he stands next to Holcomb. Holcomb going to take a shot, though. Deep. He's got a man there. Just underthrew that ball. Had a receiver open down the middle. The intended target, again, number 80 there, Zaire Wilson.
Yeah,
but a little underthrown on that one.
I think Jamison thought Wilson was coming across a little bit more, and he kind of floated more towards the goal post and not able to come down with that. He was going to be wide open if he kept coming across, but anyway, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, safety had their back turned to the ball there, so if that ball's on the money, it's probably a touchdown. 2nd and 10. Again, Watts on the ground trying to sidestep a tackler. Will work to the 44, but a short gain, which will bring up 3rd and long right here. The Blazers were able to overcome the chains a couple of times last week in these situations.
Tight end screens, stuff in the flats. Were able to get some big first downs last week. So asked Coach pregame if he thought that was something that they saw on film. He said, nah, just a little bit of both. Wanted to get the ball in a playmaker's hands and something we saw on film.
Wilson wide to the near side, one-on-one. They'll send Watts in motion. West Alabama across the line, a free play right here. Going to take a shot, one-on-one, and another tug right there on the jersey towards the top of that route there, but no penalty there.
Offside, defense, number 0, 5 yards, 3rd down.
So Marquise Robinson, the defensive lineman, in the neutral zone a little early there, and again, Wilson held in the back end there of that route, but again, it was shielded from the official right there. The DB had a little bit of cloth, but nonetheless, a free 5, and now that 3rd down is going to be a much more manageable third down perhaps right here for the Blazers. 3rd and 3. Let's see if they keep it on the ground or if they try to dial one up through the air right here. Again, they've got Butler wide to the top of the screen there, and Wilson here to the near side. Once again, another hard count. Nearly got the Tigers to jump back into the neutral zone, and going to let this clock wind down and call a timeout right here. So the Blazers will burn their first of the half. They've got 2 more. They lead at 17-7. We'll keep the action right here for you. Again, Blazer fans, get ready to take your game day experience to the next level. Stay connected with game day notifications, live stats, schedules, game programs, breaking news, ticketing made easy, and exclusive content by downloading the Blazer mobile app today. It's all access, all Blazers, all the time. Download the Blazer mobile app today for free on the App Store and Google Play.
Some of those big offensive linemen there for the Blazers in your screen. Morrow.
Talked about Cameron, the center there. Of course, they've had a couple of good ones over the last few years that have come through there. And Cameron, the big 6'1", 270-pound center there. Again, from just up the road in Warner Robins, Georgia, a product of Northside Warner Robins High School. So here's 3rd down and 3 after the Blazer timeout. And going to go to the air, out of the backfield. Eric Watts wide open. 35-30, makes the move and finally tripped up. A big first down play inside the 30-yard line. There is a flag down back at the Tiger 40. And it's away from the ball over on the far hash. So let's check and see what the penalty marker is all about right here. Hasn't been the cleanest first half, really, for either team.
Good play call right there by the Blazers. Get it in playmakers' hands in space, and just a wheel route in the flats is all that was. Flag's thrown downfield, though, from where the line of scrimmage is, about 15 yards down the field.
There's no foul on the play.
No foul.
Please reset the game clock to 2:36.
So they pick up whatever it was that they threw.
Thank you.
And so now 2:36. And now if you're the Blazers, you want to try to probably take as much time off of here as you can, too. You don't want to leave the Tigers with anything.
24 yards on the pass there.
Nice one. Holcomb this time rolling left. Looking under pressure, going to fire. He's got a man complete inside the 10-yard line. What a nice job. One-on-one, a tight window, and Andre Hall with his first reception of the afternoon for the Blazers. Known more as the return man, but getting involved here offensively today, and now they'll go tempo. Hall sets up 1st and goal. Nice pass by Holcomb that time, and this time Eric Watts bouncing to the outside, trying to cut back in, loses his footing at the 6. And so it'll be 2nd and goal from there, and we are going to hit the 2-minute timeout here in this first half. And the Blazers will indeed let it run down. Let's step aside with them. At the 2-minute timeout, 17-7, Blazers lead the Tigers. You're watching this Blazer Sports Media presentation on FloCollege.
The Houston Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic has been at the forefront of sports medicine since 1949 and has served Valdosta and the surrounding area for the past 40 years. Treating athletic injuries for all of South Georgia, Houston doctors are team physicians for the Lowndes Vikings, Thomas University, Colquitt County Packers, and Valdosta State University. Call for an appointment to see your sports medicine specialist.
Come for the small town feel. Stay for the big adventures. In Valdosta, adventures await around every corner. Every day brings unique experiences and unexpected thrills, creating memories worth staying for. Where small-town charm meets big-time experiences. Valdosta. Stick around for the memories.
SGMC Health is with you every step of the way, growing to better serve you with transformative projects including a new women and infants tower and emergency room, bringing you the best in medical care with our cutting-edge technology, ensuring your family can get the care you need close to home by training the next generation of top doctors right here in South Georgia. Together, we're creating a healthier future for our community. SGMC Health, a proud supporter of the Blazers.
Synovus is the bank that helps you step up to the plate for your big league dreams. Get there with Synovus.
Now, the Blazers led last week 14-0 in their game against North Greenville. They lead at 17-7 here today in the first half. As we come out of the 2-minute timeout, the Blazers still have 2 left. And meanwhile, West Alabama has all 3 timeouts. So even if the Blazers are able to punch it in right here, more than likely the Tigers would have a few opportunities to get back down the field. But right now, Valdosta State trying to put together another scoring drive here at the end of this first half. And Pistol looked there momentarily, and now Reddick will step up, and they'll hand it to him, trying to get through a whole left side, driving inside the 5, and we'll get down to about the 3. And the clock will roll right here, and you got to wonder if West Alabama may start burning some timeouts to try to save some clock.
Yeah, that would – 3rd down, so that probably would have been the spot to do it, to give yourself plenty of time to get the ball back and try to put some points on the board.
So West Alabama defense trying to hold right here and trying to force maybe a 3-point attempt instead of 6. Blazers in the red zone this year, 76%, 19 of 25 with 16 touchdowns. And here's Holcomb rolling right. Firing, he's got a man open, touchdown. Zaire Wilson, couple yards deep in the end zone, was able to break away from a defender, and Holcomb put it right on the money. Slung that Jesse in there for a touchdown.
The motion across brought the defender to the sideline. Wilson came on a crossing route towards the post, towards the goal post, and just stopped. James did a good job, rolling to his right, finding the defender in a little weakness in the zone. Touchdown Blazers.
And the PAT right here to try to make it a 24-7 ball game. And it is right through there. So we keep the action here with 1:17. And you got to wonder, West Alabama could have really saved a lot of time there had they called a timeout. And
that's why I thought the 3rd down would have been the spot to do it. The 3rd down would have been the spot to do it, to force their hand on what to do on 4th down after that. Because you got 3. So you'd keep one in your pocket. You'd have the timeout, 2 timeouts. But anyway, they're going to have the ball here after a kickoff with 3 timeouts. So might be the same net effect.
Yep. Wilson came into the game today, Zaire, with 11 receptions for 127 yards. That his first touchdown reception of the year. So both Council Allen and Wilson with their first touchdown grabs. And Jamison Holcomb has already thrown 2 touchdown passes today. You can see the confidence emerging more and more in the 5'11", 170-pound junior transfer, who seems to be kind of getting his legs under him a little bit more each and every week.
Yeah, him and Boyd back and forth throughout the beginning of the year and kind of flip-flopping at different times throughout the year. And Jameson settled in the last 2 games, 3. Full-time quarterback.
Ethan Edens with his foot into it. And this one out of the back of the end zone. Touchback. Action away from the ball. The coach is yelling at guys to get away from each other right there. That was Joel Wandu getting tangled up on special teams right there. It looked like maybe with, was that Christian Jones, I believe, maybe. But nonetheless, Tigers come out. Meanwhile, Spencer Arsenault has been one of the most dangerous players. The Nebraska transfer, 6'3", 191-pound senior, has been with the program now for a few years and has just had a remarkable couple of years, has really kind of stepped into his own this year, but just not a lot really doing for this offense here today that's been so explosive throughout the season. they do have all 3 timeouts and 1:17 to work with. They'll just keep it on the ground right here, and not much doing there at all. The Blazer defense has done a nice job here against the run. They came in to the game allowing 16 rushing touchdowns, but only 132 rushing yards a game. At one point, that was under 100 as they were inside the top 25. And this time, Arsenault across the middle has a man, Houston Johnson, but slung down immediately. No yards after the catch. A nice job that time defensively by Abe Yang, the safety, who has a forced fumble on the year as well.
Coach Cochran appears to be fine going to locker room as is. No timeouts being used.
Keep this one on the ground. Braden Jenkins again just driving over that right side, and a rugby scrum right here as they blow the whistle as he hits the 40-yard line, and that was a first down, so the clock will stop momentarily. And you got to wonder right here if the Tigers will take a shot or two. And so Coach Scott Cochran indeed burns his first time out of the half. Both teams still have 2 apiece here with the final 28 seconds, and you would imagine the Blazer defense will more than likely kind of try to play everything underneath here.
Last drive for the Blazers, 8 plays, 58 yards, 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Did that drive take? Blazers extend the lead 24-7 here at Bazemore Hyder Stadium.
Well, be sure to follow the Blazers on social media. Connect with us on Instagram, X, and YouTube at vstate_Blazers. And don't forget to like Valdosta State Blazers on Facebook. Visit us online at vstateblazers.com. Thank you for joining us here on a gorgeous afternoon. We appreciate you tuning in and watching this longtime conference rivalry matchup. These guys have played 43 times here. 43rd meeting today. Arsenault after the timeout, under pressure, retreating. Keeps his eyes downfield, looking, firing. He's got a man there, and the catch is made at the 30 by T.D. Parker, a guy we have not talked a lot about. Or no, excuse me, that's Johnson, Houston Johnson, number 11, who makes the catch. And with just 15 seconds left, the Tigers will burn their second timeout right here. And that time, again, we saw the Blazers improvise a little earlier in the half, and nice job by Arsenault to extend the play with his legs and just wait until someone got open downfield.
Great protection up front for Arsenault. He did have to roll out there at the end, kind of coming to his left, but kind of changes the script a little bit here with 15 seconds. Kind of right there at field goal range maybe for getting close to it.
Yep.
Be outside of it. You may need another 4 to 5 yards for the long on the season, but you still got you got 1 timeout left, 15 seconds. You can take a shot to the end zone. You can go across the middle. Anything you want to do here if you're the Tiger offensive coordinator.
Definitely got to be disciplined right here, too. You don't need any kind of a penalty as well. Now the Blazers will burn a timeout defensively. So Valdosta State will burn their second. We'll keep the action right here for you. Dave Garner alongside Taylor Biddle. Again, a big shout out, of course, to our Blazer Sports Media team here today. Jamie Abbott, of course, our producer, camera folks, everyone up here in the booth with us doing an excellent job. They've got a nice little added feature this year. I don't know, you guys can't see it, but we've got the little umbrella awnings in front of us here to keep that sun off of us because of where our broadcast position is housed.
Open air press box. It gets very hot. The equipment needs proper protection. And I kind of like the shade because it doesn't affect my eyes as much squinting.
Me too, that glare. Oh. What a ball game it's been here for the Blazers in the first half. Just 15.2 on the clock. This is essentially the playoffs for the Blazers. I mean, the playoffs have basically started. They're not in the Super Region rankings released earlier this week. So they need a win the rest of the way. Arsenault just trying to get rid of that ball and threw it away to avoid the pressure and avoid the sack, which would have certainly backed them out of field goal range. But now the clock, that play took a little while to develop, so there's only 9.8 showing.
You don't want to do anything here sack-wise because you're on the verge of field goal. I think you attempt a field goal if everything stays as is right here. So you got enough time and the timeout in your hip pocket that you can still do anything. But if you have to scramble here, you got to know what to do here so you don't lose yardage and time.
Blazers going to bring pressure, going to dial it up. Arsenault in trouble, trying to scramble out of it, and he's just off and running And he's not going to reach the sideline, and the clock will continue to roll, so they will have to burn their final timeout. And he was lucky to get to the ground right there. They're only showing 0.8 on the clock here inside the stadium.
Timeout. West Alabama. Their third and final charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
So to your point, partner.
Please reset the game clock.
Almost got away from him there.
Yeah. They are going to put a little more time back on, but to your point, you're right. Almost got away from him right there.
Yeah, it did, and you got to know I think they were trying to get a little more yardage for their kicker. With 38 being the long on the season, they needed a little bit more than where the current line of game or the line of scrimmage was. So as the ball is placed down on the 19 now, so it's going to be 36-ish, 37-yard field goal.
Yep. Elijah Guyton can.
Is challenging the ruling on the field of the fumble. The previous play is under further review.
Oh, so the ball may have popped out there towards the tail end of that play, but regardless, you can't take the timeouts with you into the second half, so if nothing else, you can certainly get your block team on the field there and all that sort of stuff with 2 seconds, and at least you kind of
I didn't even see it because we're the tent, the medical tent was kind of in our way of what happened, so we couldn't tell just off the left of your screen here kind of where the West Alabama Tigers are huddled up is the medical tent, and I didn't see if a ball was popped loose.
I'm not sure. We don't have the replay capability up here today, so we'll have to rely on our friends up underneath the Gulf South Conference tent down there in the far end zone. We'll take a look at it right here again. 2 seconds. Appreciate you guys, but back to what we were saying again. The playoffs essentially starting today for Valdosta State. The other teams in the Gulf South Conference, and there's only a couple others. The conference has changed a lot with a lot of teams moving over to Conference Carolina. So basically, it's West Florida, it's Delta State, and of course it's these two here today, West Alabama and Valdosta State. Speaking of West Florida at Delta State today, that's a big game in the conference. That one with a 3 o'clock kickoff, so that one getting ready to start here in the next 30 minutes or so. And of course I know Blazer fans and West Alabama fans even will be keeping their eye on that one a little bit to kind of know how things set up. There you see to the right of your screen, you see the GSC tent there where the decisions and videos are being reviewed. And of course, the Red Hots, the national champion Red Hot dancers as well, along with the cheerleading squad here at Valdosta State. The band getting set to take the field for their halftime performance. Of course, the West Alabama band, as we mentioned, is here as well. So we may get a dual performance here this afternoon.
That's why they extended halftime a little bit longer this week, because the band's coming. But, yeah, if you're Coach Craig there, got a timeout this late in the half, you burn it on the first half, not going to matter. You would lose your challenge for the rest of the game, but if it's unsuccessful here. But White Hat does seem to be taking a little bit of time looking at this.
Yeah, there was something happened there towards the tail end of that play. It sounded like they'd even made a correction. Maybe that wasn't where the ball popped out. Maybe it's where the knee went down or what have you. I'm not really sure.
Blazers get excited and are coming off. So coaches do have iPads on the side where they use to throw those challenge flags. Blazers just erupted in a cheer.
Well, they believe that they've gotten the ball, I guess, or there must have been a punch out at the tail end of that play before Arsenault's knee hit the ground over here against the near sideline, and now the officials will come back on the field. And here is the official call after the review.
After review, the ruling on the field is overturned. The runner fumble was prior to being down, and there was a recovery by Valdosta. First and 10 at the 17-yard line for Valdosta.
So what a huge play right before the half by the Blazer defense. They punched that ball out of there at the tail end of that play and recovered it before it went out of bounds.
All right, Coach.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah.
So kudos to Graham, Craig, and his staff for quickly getting that challenge in there on a play that looked relatively innocent. It looked like the Tigers were going to have a chance.
Kick a field goal.
Had a very makeable field goal and in the half with points, but as it is, they will trail going into the locker room 24-7. And the snap, and again, Holcomb will just hit the knee, and that will do it. So a huge defensive play, forcing a turnover before the half. Again, 2 turnovers in the first half by this West Alabama offense. One, the interception, and of course the second one from Arsenault the fumble. We have reached the first 30 minutes of play here. Their score at the break, Valdosta State 24, West Alabama 7. We'll step aside and get halftime festivities and much more straight ahead. Stay with us. You're watching this Blazer Sports Media presentation on FloCollege.
At Chick-fil-A St. Augustine Road, we pride ourselves on providing the freshest, most quality food with the highest tier of customer service. Whether you're picking up in our speedy drive-thru, enjoying a meal in our inviting dining room, or having your food delivered to your home, office, or venue, our goal is to provide you with the most exceptional food and service. We're working better together to serve our guests and community at the highest level. We look forward to seeing you.
The Houston Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic has been at the forefront of sports medicine since 1949 and has served Valdosta and the surrounding area for the past 40 years. Treating athletic injuries for all of South Georgia, Houston doctors are team physicians for the Lowndes Vikings, Thomas University, Colquitt County Packers, and Valdosta State University. Call for an appointment to see your sports medicine specialist.
Come for the game, stay for the favorites. In Valdosta, adventures await around every corner, and passion runs deep. Where small town charm meets big time experiences, and heart pounding plays lead to heartwarming celebrations. Every day brings something unexpected and unforgettable, creating memories worth staying for. Gather your friends, grab a table, and turn today into a story to tell tomorrow. Because when every second counts, make the most of it and discover everything the city has to offer. Valdosta, stick around for the memories.
SGMC Health is with you every step of the way, growing to better serve you with transformative projects including a new women and infants tower and emergency room, bringing you the best in medical care with our cutting-edge technology, ensuring your family can get the care you need close to home by training the next generation of top doctors right here in South Georgia. Together, we're creating a healthier future for our community. SGMC Health, a proud supporter of the Blazers.
Synovus is the bank that helps you step up to the plate for your big league dreams. Get there with Synovus.
After the Colonel made his hot and spicy wings, he needed the perfect pairing. So he invented the potato. No need to look that up, it's true. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. Backed by obsessive demand, KFC wings and wedges.
Hey Blazer fans, Williams Hotel Group is South Georgia's hospitality headquarters with 8 award-winning hotels in Valdosta. Williams Hotel Group has everything to meet your lodging, event, and meeting space needs. Come see us at any one of our conveniently located properties off I-75, exits 16 and 18, or visit us at williamshotelgroup.com. And as always, go Blazers!
This is a college commercial, but not like those college commercials. These are real students, real professors offering real help, real roommates. That's for real dog. Those are real national champions.
Why don't you just turn around and hug your brother?
That's her real brother. That really happened. These are real students, making their families really, really proud. So, in a world of AI and stock footage, here's something that's all real. Valdosta State University.
Get ready. MediaCom is now
Mobile?
well, not just mobile, but a 5G mobile network with reliability you can count on.
Really?
Just check out this map. Coast-to-coast coverage, plus hundreds of free extreme hotspots. It's an unbeatable network, and we've got some unbeatable prices too.
But I love this phone.
Easy. Keep your phone when you switch. And guess what? You'll love it even more. MediaCom Mobile. Learn more today.
I'm just being myself, cool as can be. When I'm being myself, you wish you were me.
It's so easy. Get out your own way.
Easy peasy, breezy, done. What's the point if it ain't no fun?
Hi, boys and girls. I want you to draw for me what you want to be when you grow up.
I want to be a chef. I want to be a teacher.
The only thing more wonderful than our kids' dreams is when those dreams come true. That's why the Georgia Lottery has raised over $28 billion for education, benefiting over 2 million pre-K students and over 2.1 million Hope Scholars. Because amazing things happen when hope finds a way.
After the Colonel made his hot and spicy wings, he needed the perfect pairing. So he invented the potato. No need to look that up, it's true. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. Backed by obsessive demand, KFC wings and wedges.
A long way to go, trying to make a man miss. Shoved out of bounds, shy of the marker, it would appear. That was Reddick on the reception out of the backfield, and it is going to be 4th down.
So first possession of the second half for the Blazers going to be forced to punt here. Good defensive stand there by West Alabama.
Meanwhile, Graham Craig, we talked about the pedigree there as well. Again, first-year head coach, promoted from offensive coordinator last season as the Blazers went all the way to the national championship game. Spent some time as the offensive coordinator for West Georgia. And here's the punt as Devin Walter just got it out of there. It takes another nice Blazer bounce and will roll inside the 20-yard line and down close to about the 16. 13:02 left here, third quarter. We'll step aside. You're watching this Blazer Sports Media presentation on FloCollege.
I'm just being myself, cool as can be. When I'm being myself, you wish you were me.
It's so easy. Get out your own way.
Easy peasy, breezy, done. What's the point if it ain't no fun?
All right, boys and girls, I want you to draw for me what you want to be when you grow up.
I want to be a chef. I want to be a teacher.
The only thing more wonderful than our kids' dreams is when those dreams come true. That's why the Georgia Lottery has raised over $28 billion for education, benefiting over 2 million pre-K students and over 2.1 million Hope Scholars. Because amazing things happen when hope finds a way.
Hey Blazer fans, Williams Hotel Group is South Georgia's hospitality headquarters with 8 award-winning hotels in Valdosta. Williams Hotel Group has everything to meet your lodging, event, and meeting space needs. Come see us at any one of our conveniently located properties off I-75, exits 16 and 18, or visit us at williamshotelgroup.com. And as always, go Blazers!
After the Colonel made his hot and spicy wings, he needed the perfect pairing. So he invented the potato. No need to look that up, it's true. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. Backed by obsessive demand, KFC wings and wedges.
Back here at Bazemore Hyder Stadium. After the punt, West Alabama with the football for the first time in the second half, and they'll keep it on the ground to start this series and have pretty good yardage on first down. Again, that was Jenkins with another carry there. Had a pretty good first half, 70 yards rushing in that first half quietly. And now they'll run tempo right here. Jenkins again is wrapped up and corralled, but not before a 3-yard gain, and that'll be enough to move the chains. He got 9 on first down, so he only needed a yard there and picked it up.
Yeah, if you remember first possession of the game, West Al went with tempo too. So the substitution's going to slow it down just a little bit.
Yeah, Tyler Smith will come in to spell Jenkins. We saw a healthy rotation of those two in the first half. And this time Smith is going to get the carry, and he slips through a hole right in the middle up to the 40-yard line, and another first down run for the Tigers.
So a couple back-to-back runs here on the field here at Bazemore Hyder Stadium. Going to give good tempo.
Once again, Houston Johnson on the catch there. Well played, though, defensively, but got around some guys. Wow, a great effort right there by Houston Johnson to escape traffic and pick up the first down. It looked like it was going to be a 2-yard loss, but it turned into a 10-yard gain.
Well, I thought Connor was going to be right there to bust up the screen again like he had been in the first half, and 3 guys missed the tackle there. Good job by the wide receiver getting upfield and getting positive yards.
Offense definitely playing with a sense of urgency here to open up this second half after forcing a Valdosta State 3-and-out. Arsenault this time under pressure, going to dump it out, but just a little too far and wide of the check down there to Tyler Smith.
Looks like Mark Robinson's getting a pretty good double team each time.
Well, you would think if
they
watched tape at all last week.
There he went off the field,
yeah.
Give him a little bit of rest. But, yeah, he's getting a good double team there. He's matched up pretty heavily there by number 50 for the Story for the Tigers. Pretty good ride in his own. Good Grambling transfer.
So 2nd and 10. Colvin, the tight end, in motion. Going to swing this one out to Smith. Trying to turn the corner and dives across the midfield stripe into Blazer territory at the 47. Pretty good pickup there on 2nd down, but it will force a 3rd and almost 7. And this may very well be 2-down territory with the tempo and the way that West Alabama's playing right now, trailing 24-7. A whole half certainly to play, but they don't want to have any empty drives at this point. So they may very well go for it on 4th down, even if they don't make it here on this play. See if the Blazers show pressure. They will. They'll bring it right up the middle. Going to flush Arsenault out of the pocket. Nothing doing downfield, but he's got room to run. Inside the 35-30 and upended at the 25. And what a run. We talked about Arsenault and what he can do with his legs. He is the leading rusher in this offense.
Good job extending the play by Arsenault. Maybe a little bit of a tug there on the jersey out there with Connor as he ran by. No call, though, so going to be 1st and 10 inside the 25-yard line.
Going to swing this one out right here. Oh, that time Houston Johnson wrapped up and well played by Rance Connor. Again, a missed block there. Again, Nelson was just unable to seal Connor that time.
Well, I feel like it's been that way on every single time. Connor's almost been in the backfield as he catches that. So they give Nelson a rest here. You got to be able to block on the edge right there and not get blown up by the DB on a screen pass like that.
So a loss of a yard, maybe more on the ground. Jenkins trying to find a hole, just not much of one. He will work his way just inside the 25-yard line. They'll give him the 23 and another 3rd and long upcoming right here. Again, West Alabama just 3 of 9 on 3rd down. The Blazers just 3 of 8. So neither team tearing up the 3rd down spot here today. There's a Blazer on the field. And so the clock will stop at 9:49. And, partner, you talked about it up top here today, 3rd down being the big down to watch in this game.
It's always, coaches always say, I want to get off the field on 3rd down if you're the defense, and you want to stay on the field if you're on offense. So I think that's always going to be an emphasis in college football. But you got to be better than 30 or 40% on the day, or you're going to have a long day.
No doubt about it. They continue to work on the injured Blazer there. Again, Blazer fans, can't make a game or want to watch the Blazers compete on the road? Don't miss a play with Blazer Sports Media on FloCollege. Visit vstateblazers.com/watch to sign up today. Blazer Sports Media on FloCollege, the exclusive digital platform of the Blazers. Appreciate our crew here today, as we mentioned, as they continue to attend to the injured Blazer there. That's number 98, Lonnie Leverett, by the way. Again, Leverett back up, though, and kind of walking off gingerly on his own power, so that's a good sign for the big man there. And Leverett, again, the 6'2", 255-pound junior transfer from Georgia Southern out of Albany, Georgia, just up the road a little ways from here.
Make some noise. It's
So another big 3rd down coming up right here. West Alabama has been able to convert on this drive a couple of different times on 3rd. And so now they've got a 3rd and 9 here.
Pressure.
And once again, pressure. Arsenault going to dump this one off, and that one just wide of the target, making sure that Houston Johnson was not going to catch that ball there. Johnson was wanting some sort of a kind of a late hit penalty or something there perhaps, but again, that pass just a little wide of the target. Now a late flag comes flying in, and this may very well be on West Alabama. And if it is, remember, they're in field goal range right now. There was something that was said right in front of the official. This may be a 15-yard penalty right here, Taylor.
We'll see.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 11 of the offense. 15 yards, the down count.
Now it's a punt, so two possessions here. In this game, penalties have affected, right? The Blazers 5-yard penalty with the field goal made, and then here you're really in field goal range, and it backs it up 15 yards, so forced to punt. Huge penalties, Yeah,
Council Allen returning punts here today, stands at his own 8-yard line, and Austin McCready will try to pin the Blazers deep right here. He'll get it end over end, but that ball going to sail into the end zone about 4 yards. And so it will be a touchback. So once again, self-inflicted wounds here today by the Blazers. 9:36 to play in this third quarter. We'll step aside 24/7. You're watching this Blazer Sports Media presentation on FloCollege.
Blazer Nation, please welcome to the field your 5-time national champions, the BSU Cheerleaders.
Caldwell Architects brings creative and thoughtful design solutions to the conception and development of every project. As active members of our community, we understand the important role that buildings and spaces play and the people whose lives are impacted by every project we do. Caldwell Architects delivers state-of-the-art, efficient, and effective designs to solve real-world challenges. Let us help make your vision a success.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
Gulf South Conference matchup here today. The Blazers with their opening ball game in conference, the final conference game for West Alabama. They've already played the other two, and their final game here today and needing a win. And the Blazers after a punt with a big run here. Again, Eric Watts, who had the 80-yard touchdown run early. That was actually Sean Pascal, 31, the reigning freshman and special teams player of the week, with only his second carry of this ball game, but it's a big one for a first down.
Yeah, bounced off initial contact there to keep his legs churning and able to get in the second level, and good job by him kicking it outside for a big first down.
A little more breathing room here up to the 34. Now West Alabama showing pressure, going to get the ball out of Jamison Holcomb's hands quick. A nice job right there to sidestep a potential tackler, and a pickup of about 4 yards there on the reception by Wilson.
Well, the cat blitz coming off that side, you throw to it, right? There's going to be one man down over there, and so you throw to it quick. Got to get out here and early, because if you don't have enough to block up front.
Right.
And you got to make the guy miss, and he did that for positive yards. Second down, it's about 7-ish, 6, long 6.
Good read for Holcomb on that last play. Now going to try to throw this one out. It's got a man on a slant. That one is complete to Zande Butler. Butler has his first grab of the afternoon. That one up to the 45, and it will move the chains.
Just run a slant route, get inside leverage on the defender, and make sure to put a good throw on it. Good catch, first down Blazers.
Moving right along here in this third quarter. Again, down to the 8-minute mark. Blazers came into the game averaging 25.2. They're almost at their average in the first half today against a West Alabama defense that's allowing right around 27. That time trying to turn the corner, and Pascal did good just to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he'll still lose a yard back to the 44.
Yeah, penetration on the left side, able to get through there and hit him in the backfield for a 1-yard loss.
We talked about it earlier, essentially the playoffs starting this week for the Blazers. These are the ones they got to win. They come into the game today just 3-4, struggled early in the year, just a lot of inconsistent playing spots, but kind of starting to see some shades of what this Blazer team can be. Here's Pascal again, and dances his way for about 5 up to the 49.
Patience, right? Young back. Showed really good patience right there. Let your block set up front. String it out a little bit, get upfield. Hopefully going to snap quick here, catch somebody off
Yeah, they were trying to get it snapped before a player got off. And, a little wheel route right here. It's open, the completion. He's going to run out of bounds at the 34. They're going to mark him out there, but that was a well-thrown ball and a completion to Pascal. Again, the freshman, right over the shoulder. It was just a little wheel route out of the backfield and a big play for a Blazer first down, although there is a penalty marker down, though.
Offense, number 53, 10 yards, third down.
So Kinley Mariossi, one of the upperclassmen, one of the leaders along that offensive line, getting called for the holding right there. So that negates the first down play, and that's a killer right there on third down. So they have another crack at it, but it'll be third and about 16 right here. And they'll snap the ball from inside their own 40-yard line. We've talked about what both these teams do on third down. Neither team has had a lot of success today on third down. There's that little screen that we were talking about a little bit earlier, and Butler again. There's another flag down back at the 40. And an ineligible man downfield, it looks like it's going to be the call on the offense. So let's see if they back him up again or if they just decline this and force a punt. Coach Scott Cochran may like to take the penalty and push him back even further.
Yeah.
Ineligible.
So, yeah, they're looking at it right here. It looks like.
Receiver downfield, number 60 of the offense.
Coach thought it'd be a little bit too close for comfort. The Blazers might go for it. It's going to be It's going to be fourth down and about 4-ish, somewhere in that range. So he elected to back them up a little bit more.
Yeah. Playing with a lot of confidence, so it's one of those situations where you feel you have confidence in your defense to make another stop close to the line of scrimmage. And
look at the. You only got 4 men up front. Everybody else is back near the first down markers. So you're going to have to get a good design here. Get somebody open.
See if the Blazers want to take a chunk here. They are just going to keep it on the ground, take the safe play right here. Dancing around and back to the original line of scrimmage. So they get about 11, 12 yards right there on the run and get back to a little bit more manageable punting situation here where Devin Walter can perhaps pin the West Alabama Tigers inside the 20-yard line with a little bit of breeze of his back. Flags have died down. The flags aren't whipping around like they were in that first half, so maybe not much of an advantage right now as we saw early in the game. Good snap. Nearly got a hand on that one, but a great punt. This one they're going to let this one go. It's going to take a nice little bounce, and it's going to be down at the 1-yard line. Wow. So for the second week in a row on special teams, the Blazers are able to down one inside the 1 or right at the 1-yard line. And it looked like the momentum may have carried into the end zone there momentarily, but it looked like he tried to push the ball back into play there. Yeah,
remember, it's always where the ball is, not where the defender is.
And Cochran's got the challenge flag in his hand. I think he's prepared to throw it. He's thinking about throwing it right here. I think he's waiting to hear from his guys up in the booth here as they get a replay look at it. And so we'll have to see what happens. Looks like he's
no challenge.
Still talking. Still got the flag in his hand.
He does. You're right. Absolutely right.
And standing next to the side judge.
iPads. He's saying throw it. We're going to get a challenge.
They're going to throw it.
Oh.
And the red challenge flag is on the field, so that will stop play right here at the 5:24 mark.
Coach threw the red flag far enough to hit Rance Connery.
It almost hit Rance Connery, yep. He turned around like, Coach, what are you doing over here now? Well, they'll take a look at this right here, and this may be something worth challenging because, indeed, if the momentum carried him into the end zone as he was sliding him, that ball went across.
The ball's got to.
Alabama is challenging the ruling on the field that the ball is down at the 1-yard line. The previous play is under further review.
So both teams have access to iPads, right? So they're taking the footage that I think that we have and everybody else in the production arena has, and they're looking at it. And that's what Coach Craig said he saw is he on the fumble right here,
right,
going in, and he liked it, so he threw it. So Coach Cochran, same Same ability there. He was looking back at his guy on the iPad who was just frivolously looking at it. And then when he got the answer he wanted, he threw that flag. That flag throw was about a 20-yard, 20 to 30-yard flag throw.
Pretty good little chunk right there from Scott Cochran, but he is a strength and conditioning guy, right? So, of course, he's got the muscle there indeed. Well, the V-State Club is the official fundraising arm of the Blazers. Members of the V-State Club support student athletes. They enjoy exclusive benefits, access to exclusive VIP experiences. They boost team success and increase community impact. Be a part of a winning team. Visit vstateblazers.com/vstateclub and join today. A good atmosphere here. Temperatures, as we mentioned, right around 70 degrees. Not a lot of humidity. A breeze has been blowing through. It's just an absolute perfect day as we transition into November. And we appreciate you guys being with us right here. Again, Halloween last night, a lot of high school football being played all over the country. Of course, you had Mater Day and St. John Bosco out in California. You had St. Thomas Aquinas taking on Chaminade Madonna down in Florida, just down the road. And, of course, right here in this stadium, you had a couple of ranked programs in Lowndes and Valdosta going head-to-head. And what is always billed every year is the Wintersville Classic. And then flipping the stadium around today and getting ready for some D2 action here in the Gulf South Conference between Valdosta State and West Alabama. As you see, Blaze, the mascot for Valdosta State, along with the Red Hawks.
Couple of the field is uphill. West Alabama loses their challenge and will also be charged with their first charge timeout of the half.
Wow, well, that's a big call right there because they lose the timeout, which you may need later in this game. And again, the call is upheld. So the ball will stay at the 1-yard line, and the Blazers did an excellent job of somehow, as they were sliding, kind of extended that ball back out into the field of play without it going into the end zone.
May not have been enough to overturn the play.
Yeah.
So sometimes that initial call on the field is as critical as what you see under the tent.
So Spencer Arsenault to work about 5 yards deep in his own end zone. They'll just try to punch it out here to get a little bit of room, and we'll pick up a few yards. Not a bad play there on first down.
Yeah, just trying to get some breathing room there. Little zone read up front. Good blocking scheme. Look at those big Tigers up front there, middle of your screen.
Got to wonder what the game plan is here the rest of the way, if they're going to have to start putting the ball in the air more, obviously, with the way things are, because here's the thing. As a penalty marker flies here, maybe movement up front. We'll back up inside the 5-yard line.
False start, number 64 of Delaware.
Yeah, you got time still, right? Plenty of time in the game, but you're right. You got to start when you get good field position, right? You can't just start airing it out on your 1-yard line. But you know, you want to get tempo. Of course, you got to start playing with some tempo.
That was Barrett Kane, the guard there, 6'1", 270, that flinched a little early. Well, this time again on the ground and a running lane there out to about the 9, close to the 10-yard line. So it will be third down right here, third and short. But just trying to punch it out. This is a critical drive here, really, for West Alabama. They got to wonder if they're going to go tempo right here, what they're going to do. They can really ill afford to have any more empty drives because that clock this quarter really has just not been their friend. We're already inside 5 minutes of this third quarter.
Jarius Curry, linebacker, Valdosta High School, played on this field in high school, made a tackle there.
Going to keep this one on the ground, trying to find a little bit of a hole there, and ooh, boy, I'm not sure he got there.
Yeah,
they needed the 11, but they are going to give him, they're going to say the nose of the football touched the 11-yard line. And that'll be a first down because the ball was spotted on the 1. So they will give him the first down there. But having to really keep the ball on the ground right here to kind of play it safe and eating up clock, though, in the process. This time, going to keep it on the ground once again, trying to break free there as Braden Jenkins stays on his feet. Good second and third effort, twisting his way up close to the 15-yard line, so he'll have 4 yards on first down. But if you're the Blazer defense right now, you probably don't mind them getting 3 yards pop on the ground because a lot of precious time rolling off that clock here in a 24/7 game.
Jenkins checking out, Smith coming in, running back, having that ability for that kind of two-headed monster in the backfield, much like the Blazers with multiple guys in the backfield. you're okay with him running the ball. You're absolutely right.
Here's Arsenault going to throw this time, though. Underneath, he's got a man complete up at the 25, up into there. But a nice job to get open, some separation that time for Tyreek Williams. Williams has another catch in this ball game. And another first down. Nationally, we talked about West Alabama 21st in scoring offense at almost 36 points a ball game, 13th in red zone efficiency. Once again on the ground this time, just shy of the 30-yard line goes Tyler Smith.
You can't get lulled to sleep with the run if you're the Blazer secondary.
Yes.
Hit you with a pop play quick.
One guy that is missing today, we should note, we haven't really talked about, is T.D. Parker, the leading receiver, second in receiving yards in the conference. And we have not seen 0 here today, so he must be a scratch. Going to throw a little quick slant right here. That's Nelson, who went backwards. May have had the first down, but he went backwards and reestablished his footing inside the 35, so he'll be just a little bit short.
Trying to get hooked around there. Rance Connor in the defense, and you're right, the resetting himself kind of went back behind the sticks, so another big third down for the Blazers defense.
And not going to get there, I don't believe. No, he needed the 36. That ball taken away, but I believe they blew the play dead after the Blazers felt like they ripped it away. And there is a discussion going on here, but so they're saying the forward progress indeed was stopped there, in case you couldn't hear that. But nonetheless, though, it's still going to be fourth down and a yard right here in a very interesting situation for West Alabama. Obviously, in a 24-7 game, you're down to a minute here in the third quarter. You're going to go for this right here. But, boy, if you don't get it, that's a tough one. So the Blazers probably going to try to sell out right here defensively and see if they can make another stop. They've turned away the Tigers a couple of times today. So here we go, 2 of 3 on fourth down, and this time over the right side, they'll have the first down, and Moore still driving those legs up to the 48-yard line, and that's a huge fourth down pickup for Braden Jenkins in this Tiger offense.
Yeah, just trying to get 1 or 2 yards. You pop out there, run hard, and you get about 13 or 14. Good job by that running back, getting downhill in a hurry. Coach Cochran taking a chance there, deep in his territory. Keep the chains moving for the Tigers.
Jonathan Martin, big number 95, moves in at the nose. 1st and 10. Little fake the short pass right here. Now under pressure. Arsenault slipping momentarily. Now he's got plenty of room to run, and he's going to have 20. Stays on his feet, and that's inside the 30-yard line. We talked about Spencer Arsenault and what he does with his legs, and that will be the final play of the third quarter. But the Tigers are in business, trailing 24-7. We'll step aside. 4th and final quarter from Bazemore Hyder. You're watching this Blazers Sports Media presentation on FloCollege.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on your feet as we head to the fourth quarter. It's time for the Devil Went Down to Georgia and the Planet Fitness T-shirts on.
Fourth and final quarter here in Titletown. Dave Garner alongside Taylor Biddle and the rest of our Blazer Sports Media crew 24/7. The Blazers lead the Tigers in Gulf South Conference play, but West Alabama on the move, a little reverse right here, trying to make something happen, trying to get to the edge. A nice job by Nelson to dance through some tackles, and he will take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Wow, what an explosive run by Dearius Nelson, the 6'2", 193-pound grad out of Birmingham. The first play of the fourth quarter, it looked like the Blazers had him hemmed in there, but Nelson was able to squeeze through a crack and race down the sideline.
Yeah, just a reverse, really, all it was, and with the ability probably to throw it if you want to down the road, but we got a penalty. Sideline warning, I bet.
So a 35-yard rush for the receiver Nelson, who came in as the second leading receiver, of course, in this West Alabama offense behind T.D. Parker, who, as we talked about, they are missing here today. And now Elijah Guyton will try to make it a 10-point ball game.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Valdosta State bench.
Wow.
That foul will be endorsed on the kickoff.
So bench gets sportsmanlike. I think they were wanting to block in the back. I saw the coach over there, defensive coordinator, a couple of the other coaches were screaming for block in the back, but gonna back up the kickoff.
So the extra point from Guyton is through there. And with just 11 seconds gone here, there's another flag.
Ball start, number 16 of the kicking team. 5 yards, replay the try.
Boy, point afters have been an adventure today for West Alabama. They've had 3 or 4 penalties just on extra points.
Yes, they have. So with unsportsmanlike, you're going to be kicking off from the 45 now, 50. So the 50. I mean, do you think consider an onside kick here? You got you got 2
perhaps,
timeouts.
Though, yeah.
I don't think so. I think you kick it deep because you got plenty of time left in the fourth quarter.
So a 25-yard extra point, essentially 26, and it is right through there, and no penalty markers this time. So again, 11 seconds gone. The PAT makes it a 10-point ball game, 24-14. We'll step aside. Media timeout. You're watching this Blazer Sports Media presentation on FloCollege.
Five-time national champion cheerleader.
I'm just being myself, cool as can be. When I'm being myself, you wish you were me.
It's so easy. Get out your own way.
Easy peasy, breezy, done. What's the point if it ain't no fun? I don't.
All right, boys and girls, I want you to draw for me what you want to be when you grow up.
I want to be a chef. I want to be a teacher.
The only thing more wonderful than our kids' dreams is when those dreams come true. That's why the Georgia Lottery has raised over $28 billion for education, benefiting over 2 million pre-K students and over 2.1 million Hope Scholars. Because amazing things happen when hope finds a way.
Hey Blazer fans, Williams Hotel Group is South Georgia's hospitality headquarters with 8 award-winning hotels in Valdosta. Williams Hotel Group has everything to meet your lodging, event, and meeting space needs. Come see us at any one of our conveniently located properties off I-75, exits 16 and 18, or visit us at williamshotelgroup.com. And as always, go Blazers!
After the Colonel made his hot and spicy wings, he needed the perfect pairing. So he invented the potato. No need to look that up, it's true. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. Backed by obsessive demand, KFC wings and wedges.
Things definitely a little more interesting right now. 24-14, West Alabama scores early in this fourth quarter, and they are trying to mount their second straight week of overcoming a large deficit. They fell just short last week to number 17 Delta State 41-38 after they trailed 38-17 in that ball game. Here they trailed 24-7 at the half no scoring in the third quarter, but starting out this fourth quarter with a big touchdown run of 35 yards from Nelson. And now it is indeed a squib right here that's going to be taken and kneel down right at the 22. So just the safe one there to not want to turn the ball over. A little jawing going on right there. But if you're the Blazer offense right here, Taylor, you can't go to sleep. There's still a long way to go in this ball game.
Too much time. I mean, inside 2 minutes, a 10-point lead I'm not really comfortable with, and definitely not at 14:49 to go in the ball game. You want to sustain a drive, get some first downs. You don't want to go 3 and out. Definitely no turnover. I mean, you got to methodically drive the ball down the field, burn some clock, come away with points, one form or fashion, whether field three-point variety or 6-point variety.
Marcus Robinson, of course, and Jacob Thornton, the big defensive tackles. Blazers will keep it on the ground right here. Corey Reddick, not much there, though, at all, if anything, on that first down play. And the other thing, too, is you can't get too conservative either, right?
No.
Blazers, outside of that 80-yard touchdown run from Eric Watts, as we talked about, really didn't have a lot of success running the football much in that first half. That touchdown certainly skews it a little bit and makes the overall numbers look a little bit better, but certainly going to have to put the ball in the air at some point, and Jamison Holcomb will have to make a play. Going to take a shot right here, one-on-one. He's got Council Allen, foot and bounds. The reception is made at the 44. Wow, what a ball by Holcomb right on cue, and what a big ball game today for Council Allen.
Council, when you get him in space on the edge, give him man-to-man coverage, he's able to beat some people. Good job there putting the ball up by Jamison. Council going up, making the catch, getting 1 foot down too. That was huge.
Body position, knowing where you're at up against that sideline. Now the Blazers with one back, trips up top on the ground, trying to find a little bit of running lane, maybe 2 yards. Maybe a yard, and a flag comes flying in late as one of the Blazers had their helmet taken off there. It looked like the tackle, Williams, lost his headgear.
Yeah, temper starting to flare. Looked like Anthony Otis, defensive lineman, 6'3", 225-pound sophomore.
Hands to the face. Number 42 in the defense. 15 yards added to the end of the run.
So did knock the Blazer helmet off, so he's going to be able to stay in the game, but Otis, hands to the face, penalty there. Another penalty for the Tigers.
Yep, that one gives the Blazers a first down and moves the ball all the way inside the Tiger 40-yard line. Little play action fake right here. Holcomb winding up, has a man deep across the middle. It's caught. 10-5. Allen stays on his feet. Tackled from behind right at the 2-yard line, and Allen nearly had his second touchdown grab of the afternoon.
Council split the safeties with a post, inside leverage, great protection in the pocket there. Stepping up, Jameson keeping his eyes downfield, delivering a huge strike. 1st and 10 for the first and goal for the Blazers at the 2-ish yard line, 2-yard line.
Chance for Valdosta State to answer West Alabama here in less than 2 minutes. Corey Reddick in the game. They'll hand it to him. Right side driving. End zone touchdown. Corey Reddick plows over a defender and stretches the ball across the goal line for 6. So a rushing touchdown today for the Blazers to go along with a couple of passing touchdowns and a long touchdown run, but this one from the 2-yard variety here, short yardage. And a power run there. Again, the 21st rushing touchdown of the year for the Blazers as a team. And now Matt Rollator will look to put the lead back to 17, and he does so. So with 12:50 left here in the ball game, new score in Titletown, 31-14 will step aside. You're watching this Blazer Sports Media presentation on FloCollege.
Caldwell Architects brings creative and thoughtful design solutions to the conception and development of every project. As active members of our community, we understand the important role that buildings and spaces play and the people whose lives are impacted by every project we do. Caldwell Architects delivers state-of-the-art, efficient, and effective designs to solve real-world challenges. Let us help make your vision a success.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
So West Alabama comes out here in the second half, and they turn away the Blazer offense 3 and out. They get the football back at the 1-yard line and march 99 yards and score a touchdown to make it a 24-14 ball game. But then the Blazers come right back in 2 minutes and answer. So it's right back to a 17-point deficit. Dave Garner, Taylor Biddle here with you at Bazemore Hyder Stadium as the Blazers get set to boot it away. Once again, this is Ethan Edens who will kick it. Smith back deep for the Tigers, and he will bring this one out. Trying to get out there. He's got a little bit of a lane. Running far side, 25-30, still on his feet. 40, watch out, and out towards midfield goes Tyler Smith. What a return.
Great return
for West Alabama. That's exactly what they needed.
Kicked it to the left corner here, and Blazers were kind of bunched up outside the hashes. Turning to opposite field, got a lead blocker over there. Big return there by Tiger special teams.
So are we in for a fourth quarter shootout right here? That's what you got to wonder with the way both these teams have already scored here in this fourth quarter, and we're only, a couple minutes in basically. But West Alabama will come back out. The Tigers again trailing 31-14. Again need points in somewhat of a hurry here. As the third quarter was basically a stalemate. It was 24-7 at halftime. It was 24-7 at the start of the fourth quarter. But West Alabama again scored 35-yard touchdown run by Nelson on the first play of the fourth quarter. And now Arsenault in trouble. And he's going to tuck it and run. He's got all kinds of running room. And now Arsenault down the sideline. And in one play from scrimmage, the West Alabama Tigers already down to the Blazers' 16-yard line.
Blazers got caught kind of in no man's land there off the left side there. Didn't really bring the pressure I thought they'd bring there. Good blocking scheme up front. Arsenault able to scramble out for a huge gain.
Claps the hands right here. Going to keep the ball on the ground, trying to turn the corner, but won't get there though. A nice job by that Blazer defense. And now a flag comes flying in as Jenkins, 2 flags come flying in. Braden Jenkins kind of threw the football out of frustration. Felt like there was a little bit extra going on there after the whistle, and this may very well be on him. Again, the officials talking things over right here today. Again, Raymond Chadlong, the referee here today. Luke Bussey, the umpire. Kevin McDonald, Alan Skinner.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 52 of the defense and number 3 of the offense. Those offset the down count. Second down.
So they'll leave the play as is, and they'll just snap it from that spot.
Yeah, offside or offsetting penalties, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. Well, it's exactly what you draw up if you're the offensive coordinator trailing. You move the ball quickly down the field on both your possessions in the fourth quarter.
Colvin, the tight end, going to swing this one out right here, though, to Nelson, who just fell down. He was trying to make one too many moves there to spring open, and he's a very slippery receiver, as we saw on that touchdown run, but it ends up being a short gain.
Yeah, Darius Nelson, Rance Connor have been going, that wasn't Rance that time. Josh Brown out there on him. He's been their go-to receiver most all game. Scored the touchdown, I believe, in second quarter.
Yep.
Second quarter, third quarter.
Second. Here's third down. 4-down territory more than likely, though. Braden Jenkins busts out of a pile, gets down to about the 5-yard line. It looks like it will be a first down. So first and goal upcoming right here for West Alabama. And they're, again, stacking up scores here. They drive to start the fourth quarter. Just the one play, and now they're already back down there inside the red zone where they have been amongst the nation's best at a 91% clip coming into the game today, 21 of 23. And now on the ground trying to turn the corner. Jenkins again driving towards the end zone, and he's in. So Braden Jenkins kept those legs driving, and by the nose of the football, able to get it across the goal line, and the Tigers are right back in the end zone again.
Yeah, waited an extra point to make it a 10-point ball game again. Got another penalty. Another penalty. This is going to be on the Blazers, so again, you're going to have unsportsmanlike conduct on the kickoff, so going to be in the short kickoff field again.
Yep, so they're going to get it on the kickoff again. Yep.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 52 of the defense. That player is disqualified.
Whoa. Yep. Jamarlo Sykes. Yeah, Jamarlo Sykes with the second one right there. He got called earlier this drive.
Oh, yeah.
For the unsportsmanlike, and so that's his second. So, again, the big nose tackle there, Jamarlo Sykes, has been ejected for Valdosta State. And that'll finish off his afternoon, so a little bit of a gap there in the middle. And, of course, they'll get the penalty yardage as well, so more than likely another squib kick or possibly an onside kick perhaps. You got to wonder if they're going to – West Alabama will try to steal a drive at some point.
Oh.
And that one was – almost looked like it was touched, but it did go through.
Yeah, it was blocked, but it was able to go through. And so West Alabama Tigers cut it to a 10-point lead again, and going to be faced with another short kickoff here. I don't know if you have to onside kick it here. Again, we talked about it. Each team's been scoring pretty quickly, so I think you maybe wait for an opportunity to get a 3 and out.
Yeah. If you're the Blazers right here, you'd love to have a drive where you eat up a little bit of clock. They almost scored too fast on that last series there.
Well, and vice versa. Your defense is letting West Al score the big scramble play.
Yep.
And the kickoff return set that thing up. That was a 48, 49-yard kickoff return.
Yep. Well, Blazer fans, your child can celebrate their birthday with the Blazer Birthday Bash during any Blazer home athletic event. The Blazer Birthday Bash includes admission for 10 kids, 2 adults, a reserved party area, and cupcakes. Your birthday boy or girl will have the opportunity to meet Blazer student athletes and participate in pregame festivities. For more information and to book your child's Blazer Birthday Bash, call 229-333-SEAT. That's 229-333-SEAT today. What an atmosphere here today. Again, both sets of bands as we talked about. West Alabama's brought a good contingent all the way from Livingston, Alabama there, close to the Mississippi line. And they're going to tee this ball right up at the 50-yard line. So if you're the Blazer return team right here, hands team, return team, what have you, you've got to be ready for anything. Gage Theus. And they are showing, and they are going to try to kick an onside kick right here, and that ball's going to be caught. And the football secured right at the 45, so they did try to steal a possession right there with an onside kick, but it was well played on the back end there by Theron Stroops. Hands team in there, able to get that one. So now the Blazers will have pretty good field position here up at the 46-yard line, but now they've got to capitalize. They've got to eat up some time, and they got to put another one in the end zone to feel a little bit better about this one. You have to feel like.
Checking in 2 running backs here. On cue last drive, you said don't get too conservative, and they pushed the ball down the field in the passing game.
Going to keep this one on the ground. Oh, a little bit of a hole that was there momentarily, but closed in a hurry on Eric Watts, and nicely played by West Alabama. Again, number 12 getting in there early, Devin Arrington. Arrington, one of those guys we talked about in the pregame there. Austin Perkins again in the backfield. Arrington defensively, 33 tackles, 2.5 sacks, a tackle for a loss this year. Guy that's not listed as a starter but plays a lot. He and McDowell kind of in that same boat. No gain on that last play, though. That's Allen in motion. Holcomb looking to throw the football one-on-one. He's got a man there. That ball nearly caught over on the far sideline, but well covered in the back end of that West Alabama defense. And that was, again, number 37, Christian Jones, who was in his back pocket. So here's a big 3rd down and 10 right here. And there's still 10:02 left here in this ball game. So for the Blazers, and you don't get this, and obviously it's a punting situation. So let's see what Coach Graham Craig has dialed up on this 3rd down play. Wandu, the tight end, in motion. We're going to cheat up a safety, a single high safety look right here. Holcomb is going to be hit and dropped. A big sack back at the 37. And the pressure caved in. Big number 42 there, Anthony Otis, the 6'3", 225-pound sophomore out of Monroe, Louisiana, was able to get to Holcomb that time to force a punt.
West Alabama Tigers did exactly what they wanted to do, force a short possession, get pressure, maybe make them lose some yards, and that's exactly what's happened. Backed them up 19 to a 4th and 19 here and a punt.
See if they come after it right here. Another low punt, but this one's going to be returnable. Houston Johnson is going to be wrapped up, though. A nice job on special teams right there. Again, down there, that was Rico Watkins, 15, and there is a player down for West Alabama at the 32-yard line. That looked like it was either Jaden Taylor or Ryan Peppins. There's 2 number 4s. I'm not sure which one that is.
One's a wide receiver, one's a DB.
On special teams there, yeah. So the clock stops here, but 9:13 left. I mean, at this point right here, you got 2 timeouts, you got 9:13, you got plenty of time to pretty much do whatever you want to do right here if you're West Alabama in a 10-point ball game. Well, join the Lady Blazers basketball team for a fun night of bowling on Tuesday, November 4th at 6 p.m. at Jack's Bowling Lanes. Bowling with the Blazers will consist of 3 tournament-style games. Each team will be coached by a member of the women's basketball team. Visit the Lady Blazers social media channels for more information and to register. Sounds like a fun time there bowling with the Lady Blazers. The stadium's gotten quiet right here while they look over the
number
injured
4
player here.
Number 4 for the West Howell grabbed his ankle pretty quick. He was running down on the punt return team.
Yeah, it's been an interesting ball game. You look at West Alabama over the last few weeks, and again coming up short against a West Florida team. They were right in that thing till the end of that one. Lost by a possession to a team currently ranked inside the top 5 in all of D2. Arsenault had 249 yards that game, a touchdown, but had 2 interceptions. Parker, again, T.D. Parker not in the lineup today offensively, had 5 receptions for 102 yards in that game, but again, the Tigers lost at 23-16, the injured player up. And, of course, last week down 34-17 at the half, but came roaring back and nearly overtook Delta State. But fell short 41-38, now having to play from behind again here today with thoughts of a comeback in their mind. And I know that Coach Scott Cochran would love for his team to get off to a little bit faster start so they're not putting themselves in this position week in and week out.
If you score here, you cut it to a field goal.
And then it's a game on. You're right.
Plenty of time left and 2 timeouts.
So Spencer Arsenault starting to pick things up with his legs a lot right here too. Let's see if the Blazers have an answer. Trying to turn the corner. And that's Braden Jenkins, who will just step out of bounds after a short gain up to the 32.
Let's not forget Coach Cochran lost a challenge early in the second half on a goal line touchback situation that cost him the timeout. Again, plenty of time left in this game with two scores and 2 timeouts, but I wonder if that comes into play as we get later into this game.
Throwing out right here. That one off the fingertips of Nelson. That one thrown just a little bit wide right there. In defensive line, Greg Hudgens in there at one defensive end, Mark Robinson at the other. And now it's a big 3rd down and 8 or 9. And again, certainly a down to overcome for West Alabama. If they don't get this, then more than likely they would probably have to punt it away just with as much time as is still left. If it's a 3-score game, I think they go for it all day no matter what, but let's see what happens right here in this 3rd down play. Do the Blazers bring pressure? Arsenault back, looking to throw, has time, steps up in the pocket, fires. That one too tall for the intended target. He had a man open, had a couple men open across the middle there, but Tyreek Williams just a little bit too tall for him, and now it is 4th and 8.
Yeah, number 4, I believe, was the...
Or that was Pepins. Yep, you're right. Yep.
Jaden Taylor was the defensive guy that was down on the special teams.
Well, this may very well be, I wouldn't say this is the ball game with 8:40 left, but this is a huge play right here for both teams. West Alabama needs it to extend the game.
You're on the verge of field goal range here if you turn over on downs.
Yep.
So watch the ball if you're the Blazer defensive front. You don't want to give them anything shorter than what they're facing here with a 4th and 8. Expect pressure.
Creeping up, bringing pressure. Arsenault. There's a hold. Arsenault's going to run for the 1st down and more, but this one's going to come back. And so, again, one of the Blazer defenders was being held.
Mark Robinson it was, being held on the edge there, right in front of the white hat.
Yeah.
We got an injured Blazer, too, over here on the tackle. Kind of went sliding into the bench area.
The bench, yeah. Mason Hillard, the tackle.
Number 75 of the offense.
Yeah. Yeah, Hillard, the tackle, was the one called for the hold there. And again, it looks like Abe Yang was the injured Blazer that went down in front of the bench, but he is up and off on his own power. But that play will now bring up a 4th down and a mile. And so really at this point, if you're Coach Scott Cochran, you really don't have much of a choice except to just punt this ball away.
Well, we talked about Mark Robinson's ability to affect the backfield, and right there, the weight of that play made the offensive lineman really, especially in a scramble situation, grab a hold of the jersey and call a holding penalty.
Austin McCready needing a big boomer right here. And he definitely puts his foot into one, and boy, fair catch signal right here by Allen, who bobbles the football, and it's picked up. It's picked up by the Tigers. Allen over his shoulder bobbles the football, and it's 1st and goal for West Alabama. And the complexion of this ball game has changed on a dime.
Council drifting backwards to a punt over his right shoulder as he's running left. And at the spot that happened, can't advance a punt forward. So they're going to bring it back to where it initially was.
Taylor, that ball was 60 yards in the air.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a heck of a punt from Austin McCready, who's number 9 in the country right now in average coming into the game today.
Boom.
And that was a huge one right there. So a huge special teams play, and now West Alabama's in business, and the clock is really even no longer a factor in this game. There's still so much time left. And Arsenault just going to tuck this one and run it. He'll be inside the 10-yard line. So, again, 2 timeouts, 8 minutes, and a quick score right here, either in the form of a field goal or a touchdown. It's a one-possession game regardless, and there's a lot of time. With the way these teams have exchanged possessions in the 4th quarter, both these teams could score 3 times each with as much time that's left. Arsenault going to throw one right here. Quick slant, touchdown. Quick strike, Nelson with the slant. And Arsenault put it right on the money. So with 7:37 left in the ball game, take the clock out of it. It's not even a factor anymore. We've got a ball game in Titletown in the Gulf South Conference. Valdosta State 31, West Alabama 27 pending the PAT.
Well, we talk about it every game. Special teams is so vitally important. And the big turnover there. And turnovers, we'll talk about that as well. The turnover there on special teams.
Is there another
penalty?
Penalty marker. Wow.
It was blocked, but it's going to be before the snap.
False start, number 66 of the offense.
Man, I don't think I've ever seen special teams and extra point penalized so much.
Yeah.
And that's got to be their 5th or 6th special teams penalty. And 4 or 5 of them have been on
extra points. You're right.
It's coming from a coach that's coached special teams at the D1
Yes.
level. He's got to be furious right now.
Got to be beside himself. But regardless, though, West Alabama doing it again. They have worked their way back in to a ball game that they looked all but down and out. And the PAT is through there. So 7:37 left here in the ball game. 31-28. Wow, what a change of events right there. Again, the fumble on the punt return by Council Allen, a huge play in this ball game. And if you're the Blazers, the mentality has to be, hey, we got to go down and score right here.
Oh, no doubt. You got to have at least 3 to force a field goal. I mean, to force a touchdown. But yeah, you force a punt and give Tigers a credit. The punt was every bit of 60 yards, and it put Council in a position where he had to retreat. Might be one of those situations where looking back now, devil's advocate looking back, Monday morning quarterback, and let it go, let it bounce forward into the end zone, but he tried to make a play. Players are going to try to make plays, and the way he was running back towards it and the way it was coming in, just not able to corral it and turn it over. And look, West Al capitalized on that by scoring right afterwards. So if you're the Blazers, you have to answer here.
West Alabama, a team that was kind of dead in the water, came out of the locker room down 24-7, didn't score in the third quarter. It was 24-7 going into this quarter. And we've only played half the quarter.
Yeah.
And we've already had back and forth scores. Again, 21 points for West Alabama just so far in this fourth quarter. They've scored on 3 drives, 3 touches, 3 touchdowns. And now a deep kickoff right here. The Blazers will let it roll out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So things have gotten a little bit more exciting here in Titletown. Bazemore Hyder Stadium in Cleveland Field. Dave Garner, Taylor Biddle with you. And now here we go. And if you're the Blazers, again, you can't just be conservative at all. You've got to run your offense as if you're the team that's down 3.
I think you go tempo. You got to go tempo here. Try to get them off balance. Get the matchups you like, maybe with not allowing them to substitute. And let's push it down the field some too. You don't want to throw 3 incomplete passes and have to punt it. That's for sure. But get a matchup you like. Get some tempo going, and try to come away with points. Single high safety here, so they're loading the box and man coverage on the outside.
Kind of daring you to throw the football right here. Holcomb again under pressure, just has to throw that one into the ground. So again, dialing up with the just the front 4 right here for West Alabama, and Holcomb just had to kind of eat that one and throw it into the ground. So 2nd and 10, and the thing about it is you're not running any time off of that clock either on those incompletions. So 2nd and 10. Twins to both sides of the formation right here. Top and bottom of your screen, and now they'll break Pascal out. Going to throw it across the middle. They've got a man complete. And that is Council Allen trying to redeem himself up across the 35, and that is a first down reception.
Yeah, here's the tempo we talked about. You got a couple of calls you're going to make out of it. Don't let them substitute. Get them off balance.
Head down right here. Nothing that time defensively, but still got to commit to running the football and working the time off the clock right here. Again, you don't have to be in a hurry, certainly, if you're the Blazers, but you want to stay in rhythm. You don't want to just snap it under 5 just for the sake of the clock here. Sean Pascal, the freshman running back, split out wide to the right.
Empty look.
5 receiver set. 4-man rush right here. Going to fire across the middle. Council Allen again stopped his route there, but that was well covered, it looked like right there. A little miscommunication. Jones, the DB, we've called his name a few times here in the second half, and now it's 3rd down and 10, and you got to feel like right here, if you don't get this, you don't want to give the ball back to a West Alabama team that's basically scored every time they've touched the ball here over the last 6 minutes.
All right, single high safety. Load the box a little bit. Man-to-man coverage on the outside. Find the matchup that you like.
Pressure. Holcomb. One-on-one. He's got a man there. Somehow Council Allen took that ball out of the air and away from a DB. How in the world did he do that? Wow. Christian Jones was the defender, was right there. And somehow or another, Council Allen came down with that football.
Well, there should be dinner in a movie with that much contact on the outside there. And able to come down with it. Getting held as he caught that ball.
Gonna swing this one out right here. Double pass. Council Allen, man wide open. That's Wandu, the tight end. He's gonna score. Joel Wandu on the receiving end of a Council Allen touchdown pass.
So the tempo, we talked about the tempo. Get a matchup you like. Get the defense confused. Throw the back pass, double pass to Joel. Coach Craig told me pregame that Joel was somebody that he had to get involved in the game. Last week it was the tight end screens that did it. This week the double pass. Council Allen to Wandu.
What a play call from Graham Craig. Give credit where credit is due. What a drive called by the first-year head coach. And the trick play here a night after Halloween. The Blazers, to their bag of tricks, still have some candy left, and the PAT is right through there. The only bad news for the Blazers is there's still 6 minutes and 7 seconds left. So, again, they do go back up 10 right here at 38-28, and now it's up to West Alabama to answer. Wow.
Still
what a ball game.
Yeah, you want to keep the two-score game, right? You want to keep the two possessions at all times here, whether it's via field goal or whether it's via a touchdown. So
they've run that double pass a time or two this year, and you could kind of see it from our vantage point. You could see it developing with Council Allen kind of in front of us. You can see it was a backward pass.
Yeah, he stepped back, and anytime, Council Allen's a downfield guy.
Yeah.
Or he's let me get it to him in stride while he's running in space. And you just know when he steps back and catches it flat-footed, not running, that something's happening. Well, then your eyes turn downfield, and Joel is wide open.
Right.
But the catch before that, man, we got to talk about that more. He was getting smothered and came down with that ball and was able to get upfield. That's a huge third down catch right there.
That's just a fight for the ball right there. Again, that's a 50-50 ball that Council Allen won out of thin air. And here is Ethan Edens, who will put his foot into it. This one will be returnable, though, for Smith from the 7. He had a good return last time out in the midfield. He's got another good one right here. And we'll take this one out across the 35 up close to the 40-yard line. So another good return by the Tigers on special teams. Again, they returned that time by Tyreek Williams. Well, here we go. 5:59 on the clock. Still plenty of time in this one.
Yeah, you don't have to get crazy, right? You just want to come away with points as well here and do it in a hurry. The last couple drives, they've been able to do that. Have the Tigers, and they look to do it here too, maybe with a little bit more pressure and emphasis in the pass game than running the ball, but playbook's still wide open here, only down by 10.
Blazer defense nearly in the neutral zone there. The tight end Colvin coming right here, and the catch is made by Nelson, trying to stay on his feet. And will scamper out of bounds up at the 48-yard line and going to be just shy of the first down, a gain of 9.
Well, you can tell Nelson is a receiver that he loves to go to. And he trusts him too.
Arsenault going to take a shot deep out right here. That one caught. And a nice ball there. Williams again hauls in another grab just inside the Blazer 40. A nice ball right up against the sideline. So the Tigers again on the move right here. Braden Jenkins on the ground, pounds his way forward. Ball loose momentarily. They are going to mark Jenkins down, though, at the 34-yard line. And now a flag comes flying in.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Not exactly sure what's going on right here. Man.
Yeah, you gotta Mark Robinson's going to get called for a personal foul. Pushing and shoving.
Yeah, it's gotten really chippy here at the end of this game. I say the end of it. There's still a long way to go with 5 minutes, but the clock will stop a lot of the West Alabama fans as we get the call here.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 64 of the offense, pulling an opponent off the foul. Also, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Number 92, those fouls offset to down count. First out.
So offsetting penalties again. This West Alabama crowd, of course, we're up behind the visiting vantage point. Very vocal here, and certainly like all the different things that are going on right here. The clock was rolling, but outside of 5 minutes, you do get the clock rolling on out-of-bounds plays sometimes. But here we go. Arsenault again under pressure this time, just looking to do something, but just spins down right at the 32. So it was 2nd and 6. It'll be 3rd down at about 3 or 4 right here. And the clock running right here. And now the Blazers needing a big stop. Obviously 4-down territory for West Alabama if they don't get it right here. So you've got 2 plays to make this. Let's see what Carmen Felix styles up right here again. Arsenault going to take the deep shot right here, and that one is knocked away. Then it's caught. Wow. Oh my goodness gracious. Rance Connor knocked that ball away, but he didn't knock it far enough away, and somehow or another Tyreek Williams was able to make an outstanding catch.
He was in his hip pocket too and knocked it out. Going to be a great defensive play, but even better offensive play catching. So back-to-back great catches by both teams.
On the ground right here. Again, right into a Blazer defender. They can't tackle Tyler Smith, and he's going to reach the end zone. How about that run? A powerful, explosive run for Tyler Smith, the 5'10", 186-pound bowling ball who barrels his way into the end zone from 16 yards out. And with 4:03 left in the ball game, it's right back to a 4-point game pending the PAT.
Well, missed tackles. I mean, that's all it was. You had a running back. He should have been tackled about 3 times on that play, and able to get in the end zone and cut it back to pending the PAT. Get it back to a field goal game here.
Let's see how many penalties we're going to have here on this PAT. Oh, man, I tell you what. Do we have a penalty flag, or is it good? No, I think we're good right there. So 38-35. Again, West Alabama has scored 28 points in this 4th quarter. And with 4:03 left in the ball game, it's a ball game once again. Well, are you ready to hit the road with the Blazers? Valdosta State Athletics is looking for responsible, licensed individuals to drive our team to victory. Literally. If you have a commercial driver's license and a passion for supporting student athletes, we want you on board. Apply now at vstateblazers.com/drive and help us keep the Blazers rolling.
So this 4th quarter's had a lot of action. And both teams have been scoring quickly too, so golly.
This has been a wild 4th quarter.
It has.
So there were absolutely no scores in the 3rd quarter, and we've had 6 alternating scores essentially. Back-to-back scores, of course, by West Alabama early. And now Valdosta State not taking any chances. They got their hands team in here right now. However, there's still 4:03. You got the 2-minute timeout and 2 timeouts. So if you are West Alabama, you obviously don't have to onside kick this thing necessarily.
Well, you also got to get back over. If there's a pooch over the head, you got to get back quick.
It is going to be an onside kick.
Uh-oh. That right there.
But nearly didn't. Andre Hall was back there. He kind of batted that ball out of bounds. It nearly didn't get out of bounds, though. That thing nearly stayed in. How disastrous would that have been? But Elijah Guyton, the place kicker, what a job here today for the kickers. Matt Rowe later had a season-long 47-yarder, both punters.
Yeah.
And now Guyton on the kickoff.
Good night. You couldn't have drawn it up any better. That was absolutely perfectly executed. Pop right over his head. Because of the hands team being up, you thought that the only play there was to knock it out of bounds, and that's exactly what we did. The Blazers did.
Well, if you're the Blazers right here, you need a drive to consume some time, and you certainly don't want to give the ball back to West Alabama. On the ground right here, trying to squirt through a hole, but there's not one there. Stacked up nicely by West Alabama here. And so no gain on the first down play, but the clock will roll. Well, this one coming down to the end. This is one folks will be talking about for quite some time. West Alabama's had back-to-back heartbreaking losses on consecutive weeks at home against the other two teams in the conference and trying to avoid one here today. Meanwhile, the Blazers broke a 3-game skid last week with a win over North Greenville. And now here we are on Military and First Responders Appreciation Day in Valdosta. Over the middle. A lot of running room here, 35-40. Stays on his feet up across the 40-yard line, and that's a big play to Corey Reddick, the check down out of the backfield.
Exactly. I saw it coming, working his progressions. Hey, let's get the Reddick out there in space. Check down worked perfect, brought the pressure and able to get it to him. Huge first down there by the Blazers. Keep the chains moving. Clock inside of 3 minutes now, so they want to be looking at clock management here for Coach Cochran. Hopefully want to take your timeouts on this side of the 2-minute timeout.
Blazers now looking at the play clock. They will indeed run it down now as far as they can and get it under 10 seconds. Again on the ground right here. Not a lot of room to run. There has not been a lot of room to run, and Scott Cochran will indeed burn one of those 2 final remaining timeouts. They'll have one left. So 2:32 left here in the ball game. One more timeout plus the 2-minute timeout.
What did we talk about a minute ago? Coach Cochran, the challenge play, getting
on the play where it was down at the one, trying to overturn it. They lost the challenge, so he lost that timeout.
So, you're only able to stop it one more time here, and it's second down. So you're gonna get the 2-minute timeout, right? So you run 5 to 10 seconds off, 15, maybe 20 on this play. You'll be on the positive side of the 2-minute timeout. So you burn one there probably, depending on when it's first down or not. Blazers are about a first down or maybe one more first down away from being able to ice this game with some kneel downs. Just got to see how this play on second down plays out, because you figure Coach is going to call a timeout here.
2nd and 9. You got to see you got to wonder, I guess, how aggressive the Blazers will be. Obviously, you want to keep that clock rolling.
Look at the box. They're packing everybody in tight. The formation does warrant that with the bunch formation.
Going to maybe keep this ball on the ground right here. They will do so. Just not a lot of running room for Corey Reddick, and now Coach Cochran will indeed burn his final timeout here before this 3rd down play, and this is pretty much the ball game for all intents and purposes. If the Blazers get a first down, then certainly they could conceivably run out the rest of the clock on the other side of the 2-minute timeout. If they don't get it right here, then it's decision time for Coach Graham Craig. Do you even risk going for a 4th down play, depending on how close you get here?
Yeah, got to get the first down. That's what it boils down to.
Well, and you got to look at where your defense is at right now. Obviously, that last series, they looked really gassed. They were not able to bring Tyler Smith to the ground. He just kind of ran through the entire Blazer defense on his way to a 16-yard touchdown.
You got defenders that have been ejected from the ball game on the defensive front. You got one that had to come out because he had a unsportsmanlike penalty. But yeah, a lot of hands on hips at this point of the game.
So here we go. Biggest play of the ball game to this point is right here. Valdosta State 38, West Alabama 35, 2:28 to play.
Find the matchup that you like.
Wandu, the tight end in the slot up top. Holcomb gonna throw. That one batted down. Batted down. They're letting that play go as if it's a fumble, but I do believe it is indeed 4th down right here as the incompletion. So now, indeed, decision time for Coach Graham Craig, but I think you pretty much have to punt this ball at this point.
Oh, no, you absolutely punt it, but I'm wondering what the... Okay, incomplete pass. The ball comes back up to the 45-yard line.
So they aren't going to punt it away, so it's going to be up to the defense to make a stop. The good news for the Blazers is, again, West Alabama is out of timeouts, but they haven't really needed them much. They've scored. Their drives this quarter have been very, very short. This one going to take a little bit of a bounce right here. They're going to let it roll on down, and I wouldn't even touch it.
Don't even touch it.
I was going to say let all that clock roll down there as much as you can. So a great punt from Devin Walter. I tell you, the punters in this game may be the players of the game for both teams here today. So here we go. Table is set.
No timeouts. West Alabama, they do have the 2-minute timeout. Ball's placed down on the 7-yard line, and backs have been to the wall on field position sometimes today where scores have been made. Think about some of the long runs. Eric Watts, about a 80 or 90, 83 or 4 yard run. Blazers have scored. People have scored on the backs pushed against the wall methodically down the field.
Well, here we go. Perhaps the final play right here before the 2-minute timeout. Arsenault going to take the snap. He's going to look, going to fire. He's got a man open. He's going to kind of lose his footing. Oh, ball fell out. The ball fell out of his hands, and it is being signaled a touchdown. It is being signaled a Blazer touchdown. Dallas Robertson picked it up.
The key to this is he has no challenges left because he lost the challenge in the third quarter. So you're not going to be able to challenge whether it was a catch or not. The beanbag came out, ruling on the field as a touchdown.
Wow. So a media timeout with 1:59 here to play in the ballgame because that was indeed the 2-minute timeout. We'll step aside. You're watching this Blazer Sports Media presentation on FloCollege.
This is a college commercial, but not like those college commercials. These are real students, real professors offering real help, real roommates. That's her real dog. Those are real national champions.
Why don't you just turn around and hug your brother?
That's her real brother. That really happened. These are real students, making their families really, really proud. So, in a world of AI and stock footage, here's something that's all real. Valdosta State University.
Get ready. MediaCom is now
mobile?
Well, not just mobile, but a 5G mobile network with reliability you can count on.
Really?
Just check out this map. Coast-to-coast coverage, plus hundreds of free extreme hotspots. It's an unbeatable network, and we've got some unbeatable prices too.
But I love this phone.
Easy. Keep your phone when you switch. And guess what? You'll love it even more. MediaCom Mobile. Learn more today.
The Houston Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic has been at the forefront of sports medicine since 1949 and has served Valdosta and the surrounding area for the past 40 years. Treating athletic injuries for all of South Georgia, Houston doctors are team physicians for the Lowndes Vikings, Thomas University, Colquitt County Packers, and Valdosta State University. Call for an appointment to see your sports medicine specialist.
For the small town feel, stay for the big adventures. In Valdosta, adventures await around every corner. Every day brings unique experiences and unexpected thrills, creating memories worth staying for. Where small town charm meets big time experiences. Valdosta, stick around for the memories.
Well, what a turn of events here in the final couple minutes of this ball game, Taylor. Again, the Blazers coming out to kick the point after a ball was jarred loose from the receiver after a short reception trying to get to the sideline. The ball pops out. Dallas Robertson picks it up, takes it back for a touchdown, and now Matt Rollator will try to add the PAT right here at the 2-minute mark as we get on the other side of the 2-minute timeout. And the PAT is right through there. So it's 45-35, and what a wild fourth quarter here in Valdosta, Georgia, this Gulf South Conference showdown. So again, the Blazers will kick this thing away. Remember, again, West Alabama, no timeouts.
Yeah, no
they
timeouts.
didn't have the one in their pocket for a potential challenge right there, because to your point, partner, they had to burn that one earlier in the half.
And look, we said that earlier. Is that going to come back and cost them? And I from where we were standing, we were too far away to see that. Whether it was a catch, did he make a football move? Was he reaching? Did he make the football move and then tried to reach to get to the out of bounds line? Regardless, the call on the field was a fumble. Ball's out. There's no way for Westall to challenge. There's also no way for them to stop the clock with a timeout. They are going to have to get outside of the boundary of play to do so.
Well, the game, as wild as things have been here, partner, I dare to say this game's not even over yet.
No.
Because if you're West Alabama and you put a quick score on the board right here, there's always the onside kick. There's always the chance. And you got to wonder if they get down into field goal range quick enough, if they'll just kind of go ahead and kick the field goal and erase that. A lot of things that got to play out here. And here is Ethan Edens, though, who will start things off with a low kick. That ball squibbed, and it's going to be recovered by the Blazers. I'm not even sure if that was intentional, but it is Valdosta State football, and now that will all but seal it.
That's the second one of those we've seen this year. I can't remember what game it was, but you're looking for the guy on the line that just immediately turns and runs as he approaches the kick. And he line drive. You could tell with his follow through what he was trying to do. Just like in a golf swing, that low follow through with the kicker, he's trying to line drive it. He picked a guy out he liked, line drive it. Not sure really why. He probably was trying to squib it so they didn't get a big return.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was, because here's the thing. If you don't get that and they recover that right there, you're at midfield already, and then you're one play in the field goal range.
The plan was to squib.
Yeah,
squib,
but I think it just happened to hit an up back.
Yeah, but it is back.
Line.
He had turned and started running.
Yeah. And those guys, those big linemen up front, usually on that first wedge, are not known for their hands on a typical return team, because they did not have the hands team in there, and now the Blazers can pretty much just kneel it. Victory formation for Valdosta State, and what a wild one here today. Another, dare I say, another heartbreaking loss for West Alabama. They've had 3 weeks in a row where they had come back and had a chance to win a game inside the final minute or so, including last week's heartbreaker against then 17-ranked Delta State, 41-38, and they come to Valdosta, Georgia here today. They make the 383-mile trek and just started slow again. Coach Scott Cochran's team fell in a 24-7 hole, and that's how things carried over into the fourth quarter. And just when it looked like they had a chance after getting the football back with over 2 minutes left to go down and potentially score the game winner. And now here's a flag. Let's see what this is on a kneel down.
Offside with contact, number 0 of the defense. This was a foul that caused the running clock to stop. There'll be a 10-second subtraction. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1:05.
Marquise Robinson. So, partner, we've seen everything today.
Thank you.
A little bit of everything here today. I'm not sure either set of fans have been terribly happy throughout the, especially throughout the second half of this ball game here. But the Blazers again will now have inside a minute. They'll run the clock down.
Get it inside 40 seconds, the game will be officially over.
Yep. Just second down right here. And they may very well have to snap it one more time, or no? I don't believe they will.
They will
Nope.
no.
I think they got the game clock on the other side of the play clock, a 2-second differential, and that will do it. So the final score here today, Valdosta State with a homecoming win last week right here against North Greenville. Come away with a win in their conference opener and improved to 4-4 and make things just a little more interesting for the rest of the season. The second straight week that a first-year head coach in Graham Craig has won a matchup over another first-year head coach. Last week it was Nate Garner of North Greenville. Today, Scott Cochran of West Alabama. Final score, Valdosta State hangs on 45-35 over West Alabama. Partner, final thoughts as we wrap this wild game up.
Yeah, it was great momentum. get momentum established. Back-to-back wins for the Blazers. It wasn't wild. That fourth quarter was a boat race, honestly, and Blazers came out on top. Played well. I don't like the chippiness that was kind of displayed a little bit at times, but hey, that's a conference rival, and I can understand a little bit.
Yeah, just wild there again. 59 basically combined points, if you will, in that final quarter. Just unbelievable how back and forth it went. So, again, that's going to wrap things up for us. 45-35 the final. The Valdosta State Blazers improved to 4-4 on the year, but more importantly, 1-0 in the conference. West Alabama falls to 5-4, but 0-3 in the conference. It's going to wrap things up for our entire Blazer Sports Media crew. And for Taylor Biddle, for Jamie Abbott, our producer, I'm Dave Garner saying so long, everyone. We'll see you next time.